rise and then we fall. Can the tides calling, calling through it all? Titans watching, waiting. Once rivals, now we sit patient at the end of the world. Where will we be? Immortality is calling. They'll speak our names forever. Gonna build an empire. Twin pillars, the east and the west, scorch our names in the dirt. They're calling us in. Can you hear it? Can you hear it? At the end of the world, where will we be? Immortality is calling. They'll speak our names forever. Eclipse the world together. Gonna build an empire. Build an empire. And take the world by fire. Gonna build an empire. This is what we've been waiting for. They don't know we've been keeping score. This is our destiny. Can you hear the calling? At the end of the world, where will we be? Immortality is calling. Speak our names forever. Eclipse the world together. Gonna build an empire. Gonna build an empire. Gonna take the world by fire. Gonna build an empire. An empire. An empire.
Take over control. Anytime you leave me, aching in my bones. Morning to the evening, I'll give all of myself, even if it hurts like hell. You just love to watch me bleed. Rip my heart, give it a squeeze. Grip my lungs, won't let me breathe. No, you do it cause you like to see adrenaline run through my veins. Drink my tears like it's champagne, but I still love what you do to me. Insanity, what you do to me is insanity. What you do to me is insanity. What you do insanity. Cutting up my soul, give away the pieces when you pull me close. Fall into the feeling, I'll give all of myself. Don't want anyone else. You just love to watch me bleed. Rip my heart, give it a squeeze. Grip my lungs, won't let me breathe. No, you do it cause you like to see adrenaline run through my veins. Drink my tears like it's champagne, but I still love what you do to me. Insanity. What you do to me is insanity. What you do to me is insanity. Yeah, it's insanity. What you do to me, how you watch me bleed. No, it's not heavenly. Yeah, it's insanity. What you do to me, how you watch me bleed, but it's perfect for me. You just love to watch me bleed. Rip my heart, give it a squeeze. Grip my lungs, won't let me breathe. No, you do it cause you learn to see adrenaline run through my veins. Drink my tears like it's champagne, but I still love what you do to me. Insanity, it's insanity. What you do to me, how you watch me bleed. No, it's not heavenly. Yeah, it's insanity. What you do to me, how you watch me bleed, but it's perfect for me.
should run for cover. Next time let the giants slumber. They wanna keep me down. No amount of your words get humble. That spirit that refused to crumble. Got the roaring line reduced to mumbles. 2 a.m. on first. Imitate vultures how they lurk. Take toes with it, I'm out of eye with you, boy. Challenge the best with your worst. This my turf. Way I move is inertia. Can't be stopped, it's unheard of. From the dirt, sweat got my feet muddy. Spin my wins, they might search you. On my word, path took plenty turns. And wrote my confidence in cursive. With submerged, I found resolve on my purpose and tell you about it back on surface. I survived. I survived. Ever been lost in the woods praying that it don't get dark? Ooh. Ever been in a situation couldn't win but you still had heart? Yeah, if you anything like me, evolve from chum to shark, the hunger starts to grow apart you didn't know you had. It's like that, flip the switch, turn it up, and I'm giving it gas. I lock it in on free, adrenaline double my percent. Made a home in the unknown, I swear I never fear again. I got ice in my blood, big enough to down this shit. I don't care how bad it get, I got 10 toes down, don't forget, I survived. I survived. When you on the brink and you in too deep, when you feeling weak, when it's hard to breathe, you gon' take a knee? Never. You gon' keep it G forever. Stand up and face whatever. I'm built unique, I'm better than the hard times I seen. Crime scene, obscene, face the ugly, cover up like Maybelline. Had uncertainty and urgency, cut from me like surgery. Formed again more sturdily, personally. I don't see nobody stopping me. I don't see nobody topping me. I don't see nobody honestly. I run you over if that's what it's gotta be. And it's gotta be what I look like, having fear still haunt me. What I look like, having regret haunt me. Pay that price, I don't care what it costs me. All my life been me and get some on me. I'ma push the red button on them like Atari. I'm big dog with a human like a Maltese. See more fall off the 03 tall tees. Not sorry for the way I am. Learn to ball them up with no one holding your hand. Never back down, never hide in the sand. If you ain't hear the message, let me say it again. Yo, let me say it again. I survived. I survived. I survived. I survived. I survived.
Barely breathing, don't let go. Hear the whispers, listen close. I know you've never strayed from the fold, but that's how freedom begins. Bended knees and broken bones, a bleeding heart never bleeds alone. I am one of many cries. We are far from the ashes. Rise up, break the cage, be the lion. Be the storm, be the strike of the lightning. Rise with the dawn, rage like the sun. This is what we came for. Revolution. Burn your bridges, make your choice. Fight your demons, raise your voice. They're only silent if we're making noise. So let the battle begin. Bended knees and broken bones, a bleeding heart never bleeds alone. I am one of many cries. We are far from the ashes. Rise up, break the cage, be the lion. Be the storm, be the strike of the lightning. Rise with the dawn, rage like the sun. This is what we came for. was undercover, wrote me off like the others, but I had secrets inside. You didn't pay attention, like an experiment. No, you're gonna pay for your crimes. I'll change your perspective, I'll teach you a lesson. Look at me now. Oh, look at me now. Try to take me down. Lost but now I'm found. Used to be the victim in the dead of night, but I can be a villain in the moonlight. Look at me now. In the moonlight, I'll make it my mission. Oh yeah, I'll have you wishing you could go back in time to never test my limits. Nothing you say will fix it. I'm too out of my mind. You're riding high, but I've got you this time. Oh, look at me now. Oh, look at me now. Try to take me down. Lost but now I'm found. Used to be the victim in the dead of night, but I can be a villain in the moonlight. Look at me now. In the moonlight, got you this time, you can't hide.
That's my bad, guys. We are back with the League of Legends, the Esports Community Clash. We are in the lower bracket round 3, just before the lower bracket finals going on. Today it's going to be the Old Gods versus G2R. It's me, Madness, alongside Kaka, and yesterday's match was phenomenal. The match between OGs that was going on between Phoenix Gaming, a lot of banter going on in the chat as well as in game. It was very highly anticipated. Phoenix Gaming ends up winning game 1. OGs on a knife edge win game 2, and then OGs in pretty dominant fashion towards the end do end up winning game 3 and securing their place over here, unfortunately knocking out Phoenix Gaming from the matchup, and they will be advancing today. Whoever does end up winning will be facing Kakao Gaming tomorrow, so do be keeping an eye on that as well.
Yeah, it's quite unfortunate that I missed the second match, especially if we had 3 games, right? But speaking about the first game, clean 2-0 from the side of G2R. Let's look at the event schedule for now and see how we got here. And there you go, registration ended on Jan 7th. Then we had the open qualifiers that were till Jan 10th, I believe, best of ones. And the main event, 4 teams were invited from Ref Ruler's leaderboard based on the performance that they have had in these previous tournaments. And we have the grand finals in 2 days' time. That's going to be this Sunday. And of course, we have one of our finalists locked in the form of Asterisk. No surprise there. And yeah, the winner today goes to the lower bracket finals, who, you know, they will be facing Kakao Gaming there, and that's going to be pretty interesting, fighting for that second place, 80,000 INR. Third is 40k, fourth is 30k, and first place, as always, well, not as always, but in this tournament specifically, half of the prize pools, 150,000 INR. That's a mega prize pool coming in, Madness.
Yeah, absolutely. And we're finally in the money for these teams. They're basically fighting for 3rd and 4th today. Whoever does end up losing will be taking that 4th place, and then they have to fight on depending on who ends up winning. We'll take a look a bit at the brackets. As you were saying, a very clean 2-0 coming in for the side of G2R yesterday against Infamous 2.0. Something lacking from the boys from the side of Infamous, but the actual match, or like the main MVPs, were in the second series yesterday between Old Gods and Phoenix Gaming. Phoenix Gaming did take game 1 in pretty nice fashion. win, but did take a
Yeah.
lot of time in it. It went to like the 37th minute mark. All their games going 35 minutes plus as well. So they took their time closing it out. And in second game, that was a bit detrimental to them. It allowed Old Gods to come back and end up winning that after they did that nice fight with the Orange Flash into the bush where the ward was already waiting for them. And the third game as well, Old Gods took their time. They built it up and they went in for the kill, securing their place in today's matchup over here. So you can see it's a bit of a difference there, right? G2 are very clean in the series. Old Gods had to struggle quite
Yeah.
a bit against Phoenix Gaming to get over here.
Yeah, and I think you do need some sort of struggle, right? As you can see, like
Mhm.
G2R versus Heaven Remix, that was a 2-1, but Phoenix Gaming, of course, had toward their opponents in Helakami Esports. But yeah, speaking of today's matchup, OGs versus G2R, two really, these teams are really, close to each other, as in they are very competitive as well, matched evenly, I would say. But that's what we said for G2R versus Infamous 2.0 yesterday, and how that game went was another story. Hoka, of course, showing up on the mastery of all the champions in the first game. Hammy playing a brilliant Cassiopeia in the first game as well. And the second game was the story of the Caitlyn, who, I mean, they did struggle early in the laning phase, but after that, Kubeb on the Caitlyn was just a sight to behold, just, killing everything that he saw. And two very one-sided games from the side of G2R yesterday. So they should be sort of the favorites coming in, since Old Gods did have that game one hiccup against Phoenix Gaming, but Phoenix Gaming are no slouches either. So yeah, a very evenly matched series, and I'm not too sure who's gonna win. If G2R draft like they had in that game one, albeit that they did win the match, it is going to be pretty hard for them. But let's look at the top 5 summoners so far in the tournament. Subject to change, of course, after this series. And as you can see, still a lot of players from the side of Asterisk coming in. Catbot and Infi 58 and 54 kills respectively, but look at that Booyah on 68 kills. Unfortunately, he won't be adding up to that tally, since he has already been knocked out along with his team. Dragoon has also been knocked out, 53 kills for him. And Zahir Khalid, he is going to be on display. Hoka, for anyone who's wondering who that player is, 50 kills, 23 deaths. He will definitely move up the ladder today.
Yeah, definitely he's looking for that. Unfortunately for Booyah, he did put on a star performance for a team, which just wasn't enough for the side of Phoenix Gaming yesterday. You can see sitting on that 68 kills, a huge margin, 10 kills difference between him and first, second place being Catbot. That Asterix also have played a few, a bit like 1 or 2 games lesser than the side of Phoenix Gaming, given how their series have been going. Fortunately, 2 out of these 5 summoners, that being Dragoon and that being Booyah, will no longer actually be adding the tally. The only one who actually has a chance today is the member of G2R, you said, Hoka. Let's see if he brings out that E again. That was a spicy pickup. We did unfortunately say that the other team had the way better draft, especially with that Ramos with them. But G2R proving us wrong. They're playing it excellently as well. Did go in for the kill. And Hoka has got a couple of MVPs already up to now in this main event.
Oh yeah. I remember him getting 2 back-to-back MVPs on the Udyr and then the Gwen, I believe it was, in the series, before yesterday. So yeah, he has been the star player for them, along with Hammy. I have to say, whenever you can draw out multiple bans towards yourself, I think you are adding to the team anyway. So yeah, well done from the side of Hammy as well as Hoka. But for the side of OGs, they do have some really solid players as well. We have seen W in the jungle role playing very well, but their bot lane specifically is pretty strong, with Vortex and Bob playing there. Bob, previously Black Thief, one of my favorite supports for sure. Whenever he brings out the Nautilus, the Blitzcrank, has been playing a lot of Lux and these sort of enchanter type of champions. But still, he is the one to watch when it comes to support players in our region, along with Kratos. And yeah, that's going to be I think the matchup for the day as well, the bot lane matchup, since G2R did struggle yesterday. Even though they won, they did get solo killed a couple of times towards that bot side of the map. So I think Old Gods will have done their homework by watching that matchup and seeing where the cracks in the armor are for the side of G2R.
Yeah, absolutely. Bob, as you were saying, did have a bit of a dismal performance on the Maokai. He did go for dying twice before some of the Atakan fights that were going on in game one between those teams over there. So a bit rough patch for him, but yes, definitely he will bounce back. One of the better supports in our region as well. I can't wait to see what OGs do pull out against G2R over here. G2R does pull a lot of targeted bans towards Hammy right in the mid lane. That really has to be banned out against him. Now teams are finally doing that as well, unlike what they did in the first game that G2R played in this main event over here. They left it open. Hammy destroys them instantly due to fear stuff is not there, but they end up losing a game for that, and that's not something it's worthwhile going for. So you have to ban that champion out against him. So let's see what kind of targeted bans OGs go for and what G2R tries to answer back. Because yesterday it was a battle of bans. So we're jumping right into it. You can already see two targeted bans towards the side of Hammy, being that Aurelia and that Yasuo. The Gwen also meets it out for the side of Old Gods. Inside of G2R, the bans are the Nard, the Lulu, the MF. The MF was pretty deadly in the last series yesterday. I think we have a bit of a change as well. Instead of Vortex, T-Berry will be playing here today.
Oh yeah, I like T-Berry. He is top 280 carries in our region for sure. Already hit masters this season, so I mean that speaks volumes about how good he has been. I think he's the best AD carry in the region. Since Angel has not been performing to his levels, I think T-Berry is just right up there, sitting alone at the top, and he's going to lock in his Jinx for this one. So expect a Lulu ban. Okay, that has already been banned. Cassiopeia first pick coming in for the side of the Unseen Blade, putting a lot of priority on that champion. Not too sure about that, honestly. Victor just seems like a better champion on the current patch, and the Mundo pickup right at the start is it's kind of weird. We haven't seen Mundo at all in this tournament, I believe, or maybe once or twice, but putting so much priority on that champion and picking it up in the first rotation speaks volumes as well as to how this series is going to go. Caitlyn for the side of Kubeb, again performing really well. Oh, never mind, they have changed their AD carry as well. It is Steven Incarnation will be playing. So yeah, the player has changed, but the champion remains the same. And let's see how he performs. He will have to fill Kubeb's shoes, and those are some really big shoes that he's going to have to fill today.
Yeah, definitely a bit of a last substitution coming from the boys of G2R. Second phase of banning has begun. Zyra banned out from the side of Old God, so you don't match that up with the Caitlyn. Can also go in the jungle depending how you want. One
Did
of the
G2R miss a ban?
G2R, they missed a ban, apparently, we were being told by production. So that is a bit of a mistake at this point of the game. At least Mord comes out as well. The Renata banned out from the side of Olgas, and the second phase of banning has to be the second phase of picking has begun. And as you did point out, the Mundo, not that usually a meta pick that we're seeing in this tournament, at least, or usually from our players. Even yesterday we saw the Urgot come out, just not to the fruition that they did want to in that second series that went out. It seems that we're going to have a Bard paired up with the Caitlyn in the bots. That leaves open the jungle role for G2R to go for as their last pick. Now it's up to Olgas to pick their last two over here. T-Berry will be running the Jinx. Really want to see this man on it. The Unseen Blade has Cass in his hand. We saw what Cass was like last time it was in the hands of Hammy. Now Hammy has to play against it as the victor. It looks like that Lux will be locked in over. It's getting hovered currently. Now the Enchanter does point a lot of damage as well as the CC with the binds, and you have to be wary if you're going to get into trap setup that she can lay out. It does get locked in for Bob, and let's hope he has a good performance. As you're saying, he does play a bunch of Lux as well, so we can wait to see this man have this character in his hands, and it's up to the last pick of Old Gods to finalize their draft. It looks like the Renekton is what will be picked up there. A good blind pick, but it's not blind over anyway. Over here, you can see that the Mundo has been locked in. Bit of a strange last pick coming. It looks like it's going to be a Mundo jungle in the hands of Hoka over here. Very unusual indeed compared to what you see. It was unusual to see him in top, now a bit more unusual to see him in the jungle role. Hades has locked in the Malphite as the last pick going in top side, so they were playing with our minds a bit with that first pick Mundo, and it was always going to go into the jungle, so that's why they have been playing it like this. And I was pretty wondering why that was their last pick overall as the top side. It's going to be the Malphite going to match up against Zuko's Renekton in the top. You can see Incarnation will be playing over here as maybe as an ADC role. Why is it switched up? Because the Caitlyn's currently in the hands of Unto Death, so maybe T1 and T1 Incarnation and Unto Death will be swapping up. Depends on how they're feeling frisky about it. And you can see, I really still like the comp of All Gods over very meta champions. You have T where he gets excited up. As long as the game goes on, he just keeps on getting stronger. The Caitlyn will be trying to dominate a bit in the lane bot side, but against two, range champions with a lot of damage in their arsenal will be doing a lot against him. So he has to keep that in mind and be safe. The Bard has a big shoes to fill up. And we did see yesterday in one of the matches, the Malphite was the ape there was playing AP yesterday, and that made a huge impact for his team. So let's see if Hades does plan to go for that when you have such a tanky Mundo in the jungle for yourself. So that being said, these are the two comps locked up over here. Any thoughts about which side you're preferring a bit? I'm preferring a bit of the side of All Gods over here.
Uh, yeah, I mean, they do look like they have a really solid comp coming in. I'm not too sure about the Lux pickup. Along with the Jinx, I really like to see that champion, with only Caitlyn, to be honest. And since the Caitlyn was picked already and they had seen the support pick as well of the Bard coming in, just they could have gone for maybe something more aggressive, like the Nautilus, like the Blitzcrank that we have seen from Bob time and time again. But let's speak about how Hammy is going to play that Caitlyn towards the bot side of the map, as Fahad, T1 Incarnation, is going to pilot the Victor towards that mid side. That's a sort of a change that I don't think anyone was expecting, along with the Hoka Mundo pickup. I was going to spot that out, but then my mic malfunctioned. So that was pretty unfortunate. But having said that, yeah, a very beefy comp coming in from the side of G2R. And that's just making the Cassiopeia pick look better than it should have been, because she will be the one, burning out the Malphite with the Leandries, with the Seraphs, and same for the Mundo as well. But if it goes towards the late game, yeah, you're kind of right as well. All Gods do have a really solid comp when it comes to their AD carry and the mid laner as well. Both scale really well into the late game, and we know how Jinx works. One reset and she's going to win the team fight for you. Yeah, so far looking really good for the side of Old Gods.
Yeah, and I think that's kind of some of the strategies of going late game. Yesterday, when Phoenix Gaming had got the head start on them, they did turtle up very well and came back very strong later on. So that could also be a strategy that put into mind. They did unfortunately only get the feats of strength in the last game, so that has to be playing in their game plan as well, that try to get for these kind of objectives. Because Phoenix Gaming did take the majority of that loot in game 1 and game 2. Unfortunately, they fell to game 3 because of OGs getting this and playing very well towards the late stage, especially the macro that they were running. But yeah, as you said, G2 are very, very tanky combo. The Cassiopeia eats away at them with that Leandries, with the double fangs coming out, will be doing a lot of damage. And the Malphite will have his work cut out trying to go for target selection, has to see them grouped up a bit before he can go in. He will be playing against the Renton. So a bit of a masterclass in the way they drafted, because they picked up the Mundo, and even we thought that Mundo was definitely going top. Ends up going into the jungle in the hands of Oka, and they last picked the Malphite after seeing the Renekton getting picked up by the side of Old Gods. That's how they're playing it out. It seems maybe T1 Incarnation will be switching with Caitlyn depending on how it wants to go for, because he's taking the Victor while Hammy's taking the Caitlyn in his hand. So let's see how it goes out. Even now, if you see OP.GG, Victor has been played a lot as an ADC, just given how amazing and OP that champion is currently on this patch.
Yeah, 100%. And having said that, we are going to jump into this game 1 lower bracket round 3 against OGS versus G2R. Again, really evenly matched team. So, but the Victor is going towards the mid side of the map, is running the Arcane Comet as well. Just speaking of Mundo pickup, I'm not a fan of Mundo Jungle as much. There is a one trick in US Challenger who plays it to a really great extent, but except for him, I don't think you should be allowed to play Mundo Jungle. And he is running the Ghost as well. So the Jarvan Cataclysm just becomes more important in these team fights, where you can just lock the Mundo down, as we have some sort of a trade going on towards the bot side of the map. And Hoka has disconnected, unfortunately. But T-Berry getting, quite a lot of damage in already onto the Bard, especially, who will fall down to at least half HP, will have to burn one or two of his pots to just sustain in this lane. And if he doesn't use the ignite right now in the Jinx, I think that's a trade that's going to be on the losing end for the side of G2R.
Yeah, absolutely. Jinx switching up the rock to rocket form gets that double, poke down with the last auto that's being hit up before she's trying to run away. As you said, you can see that the jungler is also close by in case they want to go for anything fancy in this, because that first blood is something that both of these teams are vying for the rest. If you see the rest of the squad, right, and now Malphite is camping up in his tribush on the top side. Renekton's protecting towards his blue buff, so you can see any vision is being put in or not. One ward has already been placed by the likes of Hoko and the top side brush just outside the Baron pit as well, just to see if any enemies later on come for putting his vision. And it looks like Unseen Blade was walking up for that, so you might see him putting down the ward just after this pause does go off. And it does look like the Caitlyn and Victor have swapped. Caitlyn is playing bot, as you can see, with this exchange going on, and Incarnation has gone mid with his Victor. And what do you think about the matchup of the Victor into the Cass over here, Kaga?
I think Victor should be really fine, just scaling up. Uh, he- with the rework, with the added shield coming in onto the Q, with the added damage coming in onto the E, even the R. I think Victor is just overall a better champion than the Cassiopeia, in my opinion. I think he scales incredibly well when you make the Blackfire Torch into Liandry's. You can burn down the tanks as well, and with the Arcane Storm changes coming in, it grows bigger in size as you get the kill reset. So I think Victor is just a better champion. But in this game specifically, as a Cass, you want to play against uh, the tanky champions, the Mundo, the Malphites, anything that can't CC you for too long, and you get the uptime. So in terms of this matchup, even though it was picked first, Cassio suits their draft really well. But overall, I think Victor is just a better champion.
Yeah, it does seem like that. And as a very good point of that by you before, Mundo's running that goal, so can get locked up very well by the cataclysm of the Jarvan. It does seem that the pause is going on, so we're just going to take a bit of a break from the game. Let's talk about how it's all going in this tournament. Also, guys, make sure to follow the links in the description box below. Follow us on the Discord. Join us over there. We have events always from time to time where you can win free RP, free epic skins. So please, you don't want to miss out on all this nice free loot that you can be coming your way. So do follow us in those links in the description box below, and you will be up to date on the future tournaments as well, and the timings of where we're going live with everything that's going down. As we did say, this is the lower bracket round 3, so whoever does win this will be facing against Kakao Gaming tomorrow in the lower bracket final, and the winner of that faces are already right now the grand finals Asterix, and there's no doubt about Asterix already reaching that peak right now, Karan.
Yeah, 100%. I think they are the team to beat. They have been the team to beat in all of these tournaments. Kakao Gaming did get very close, 3-2 series a couple of times, but after that, I don't think they have been challenged too much. So yeah, I mean, but for now, the focus should be G2R versus Old Gods. We have our top 4 teams essentially, right? Whoever loses this will get at least 30,000 rupees in their pockets, but the winner will have the chance to secure 80k and even 150,000. Although that's quite an uphill task, but why not, right? If they can make some sort of a lower bracket run. So yeah, it's up to these teams and how they perform here. But these top 4 teams, they are really good, all of them. Kakao Gaming, we have seen time and time again how great they are, but they are just unable to cross that final hurdle in beating Asterisk. But I think if it happens once, I think that will change the amount of confidence that they have in each other as well. So let's see if that happens in this tournament or not. But yeah, I think my favorite team in this tournament so far has been G2R, honestly. They are pretty good. They like to fight a lot, and of course they have these wonky drafts coming in as well, which take even us by surprise. The Mundo jungle, the Mastery jungle, and they seem to make all of these work. And if Hammy gets his Irelia, I don't think that's going to happen anymore in this tournament, and then that's a sight to behold as well. So I really hope they do well. I'm just a fan, so yeah, it's a very interesting tournament so far, and it's only going to get better in the next 2 days.
Absolutely, and speaking of Happy, right, he's pulling so many bans already in the first phase of banning the Relay Yasuo just to target the mid laner of G2R. Pulls a lot of efforts towards himself. And mind you, G2R started the lower bracket from round 1 and they made it all the way right here. So they've been battling their way uphill and they are in fighting stance. They have their backs against the wall and they're showing you what happens when you put such an impressive team in a position where between a rock and a hard place, they will continue fighting out and will continue lashing, especially with that very nice performance of the 2-0 against Infamous 2.0. That just shows you the prowess that this team can put on. Speaking about OGs, they were one of the teams that did knock a map off the side of Asterisk, so they're nothing to laugh about as well. They did have a hardcore battle yesterday, but that would also add to the fatigue of playing it. They had to play like 3 back-to-back matches, all going 35 minutes plus, so that is also a lot weighing on your mind. So I think OGs will be trying to have it at a decent amount of time, at least this time in the games, because they have to keep that pace with them, because this could go all the way, all 3 games, and if they don't pace themselves well, the fatigue does set in, especially when you're playing at such a high level.
Yeah, the OGs are not, unfamiliar to the best of fives as well. Though I do remember a certain series against Phoenix Gaming where it went to all 5 games and OGs did end up winning. Not too long ago, I think it was a couple of tournaments ago. So not too scared of that. And their matches with Phoenix Gaming have always gone the length, be it best of 3 or best of 5. So I think getting exhausted and getting fatigued is part of what makes a best of 5 very interesting. The picks as well, everything about it, it's just so much fun to watch and cast and especially play. So yeah, they should be fine. But speaking of the matchup right now, any sort of predictions that you have? You casted all 5 games yesterday, I believe, and you have seen Old Gods play very recently. That was yesterday. So what are your predictions? And compared to G2R, where do you think Old Gods can make them pay? As you said, G2R are having a great run so far in the lower brackets, and it does not look like it's going to stop anytime soon.
Yeah, if you talk about my prediction, I would say a bit more on the side of OGs, because I saw them, the resilience that they put out, because even when they were on the back foot, they take it towards that late game and they come back marching forward. They go for some very interesting team fights as well to the later stage of the game. They take their opportunities very well. G2 are nothing to laugh about as well, because top team, best team right now from the side of Pakistan, at least in this tournament and previous tournaments that we have seen from them. By far, yes, as you said, Hammy pulls so many bans. Unfortunately, they do have a bit of change in that ADC role. Intermission comes into the mid. Hammy unfortunately has to take that jungle, but let's hold all of that thought. You can see the fight that had broken out. The jungler was close by. He does come back to fight against them. He will be a bit slower on his pace towards his buff before it starts up, so we'll be 1 or 2 seconds behind the Mundo. Mundo will look to be chopping away. It's going to be a bit unusual seeing that Mundo jungle. As you said, the EU West one trick is a bit of one of a kind. He has practiced the champion quite a lot. I don't know how much Oka has been playing the Mundo as of yet. W will be starting bot side as well as the Mundo, so they're going from bot to top. In the top side, the Malphite and Renekton have already been fighting against each other. Bot side, both health pots being burned from the ADCs, from T-Berry and from Unto Death, while as the the flash being burned from the Bard, while the heal has been burned from the side of bot. So some summoners exchange even before minions have come into the wave, and it's about how they want to fight. Unseen Blade taking a bit of worse of that trade in the mid lane.
Yeah, and health pots used as well for both the ADCs, as we have another pause coming in. So uh, it's really unfortunate. I think this is the first time we are running down the timer and talking more about the game than seeing the game itself. So that's pretty unusual. But just looking at the state of affairs so far, 10 CS to 2 in the top lane, 2 camps each for both the junglers. Again, even Stevens in the mid lane as well. But bot lane, I think Jinx will get some sort of advantage. As you can see, Caitlyn does not have the pot and does not have more HP as well. But again, she has the Bard who can just put up those healings and get her up to speed as well. But till then, I think she will sort of struggle a bit. Shouldn't be game changing at all, though.
Yeah, that is true. And she's running the lethal tempo. We've seen a lot of Caitlyn's like to run the fleet forward. Now with the lethal tempo rune that has come into effect over the past few patches, you can change it up a bit. We did see Booyah, I think, yesterday play a lot of Caitlyn where he went, when he played the Caitlyn, he went the Yun Tail first for himself. So that was an interesting kind of build that he has opted for. And as you said, the Jinx and the Lux will be putting on the pressure in the bot side. Even the jungler is yet again close by. W will be maybe looking to make his move, and maybe this time on the bar, given he doesn't have his flash up after the previous gang that was made by that Jarvan. In the mid side, it's still even Stevens in terms of CS. Health pots have been maintained. The Mundo has opted to pick up one health pot before he comes into his jungle, so he can try to go for that boost, while as W will have that added 50 gold in his pocket. Talking about top side, you did say, yeah, Zuko has pushed in the wave quite a bit onto the Malphite 10 CS to the 2 CS. Will be looking to take as many exchanges as he wants. This Malphite was picked up after knowing the Renekton was picked as the last pick from the side of OG, so make sure to keep your eye out on him to make some less a bit of splashy plays with his ultimate later on. Maybe try to go for the Lux Jinx combo. If you can neutralize them in team fights, it will be a lot to the side of G2R.
Yeah, I mean, that's the whole game plan from the side of OG. So, get that reset in for the Jinx and then just wreak havoc towards the back line, towards the front line. She can burn them all, honestly, with the Cassiopeia. Uh, that should be the game plan. But for now, I think the pathing from Jarvan, as you can see, he is already pathing towards the bot side of the map to, you know, kill the flashless Bard right there. Who is still, I believe, level 1, so does not have his magical portal available to him to get out of these gangs. Can only use his stun to maybe delay. So I think that's pretty smart from the side of W, who is still level 2 though, but has not been spotted by the ward that has been put towards the Raptor camp from Fahad, I believe it was. Yeah, but we are still paused, so let's see what happens there. I think we will be getting back into the game hopefully very soon, once the issue gets fixed. But yeah, I mean, it's
Yeah, it is seeming like a bit of a game of pauses currently, more than, as you said, game time that we have been observing. Yeah, it's almost at the 11-minute mark of pauses that have come in totality of that team. It does seem like there's a bit of disconnection on the side of the Pakistan team. You see the Malphite had disconnected off your screen, so we're just fixing those issues before we jump shortly back into the game. Unfortunately, it's a bit ruining the tempo for some of the players, how they like to play the match with such
100%
in
yeah.
between. And you can see that W is also a bit frustrated with the type of gangs that he wants to go for. He is complaining a bit about it. So let's see how it does work out when he goes, because once they come back into the game, you can see W is close by. He can be looking for a play of his own. But yeah, total about it does seem a bit more of them just getting T very strong and making the play from the side of OGs, and the side of G2R is trying to shut down that duo on the bot side. That is, as you said, the basic game plan that will be going into it. Neither first blood, nothing of that sort has been given out as of yet, so this is still a feat that is to be fought for. And hopefully OGs this time will try to make more of an effort to be getting these feats of strength compared to their last years against Phoenix Gaming.
Yeah, 100%. I would be frustrated if I was W as well. You can come into the stream and watch what's happening. So that is sort of the unfair advantage that the enemy team might get. Not saying they definitely will come here and check out what's happening on the map, but it could happen, right? And there's nothing you can do about it, since we do have such long pauses coming in from whoever's side. Not sure who has disconnected. Surely we'll get a word on that pretty soon. But yeah, I mean, I think we have run out of words as well as to what to talk about. So yeah, it's going to be just very interesting. We can just engage with the chat actually, and make them vote on who is going to take this series and face Kakao Gaming tomorrow. That's going to be the lower bracket finals, best of 3. A winner gets at least 80,000. A loser runs out with 40k for themselves. So huge money at stake. Their 40k difference is nothing to be scoffed at as well. So yeah, do tell us in the chat who you think is going to win, and we will come back and see if anyone was correct at all.
Yeah, and it was like you're talking about a huge jump in pay, right? Today it's not that significant, but compared to what you can get, given who wins tomorrow's match, it's a huge amount for them, as you can see. But thinking about you talk about Kakao Gaming, they did have a sounding defeat to the side of Asterix, that they put their full pedal to the metal, and Kakao Gaming definitely licking their wounds and coming back with this sort of vengeance, and maybe trying to go back, to that grand finals through this lower bracket run. Just off the screen, it's a double kill that comes out for the side of OGs, but it's both ADCs trading their lives at the end of the day. Lux has gone down. Sorry, Barrett has gone down as well. It's a huge amount that was just done. These pauses do ruin a bit for the viewers as well, but just bear in mind with this, the action will not just be stopping over here, and we can continue to see how this gameplay will be falling out. The Caitlyn will be picking up a double daggers on her first back, while the Jinx picks up a long sword and the boots while coming to the lane and get an additional pot as well. Lux will be a bit behind in tempo, trying to get back into lane. Jinx pick up 2 assists for herself, the only one of the bloody battle in the bot side who does end up surviving with her life.
Yeah, and T-Berry is that one man you don't want to give these double kills and first bloods to. So, having said that, it seems like OGs did get the first blood as well. So, already building up on the feats of strength that you were talking about, that they were not able to get going yesterday. But we did speak about it. G2R have looked very susceptible to ganks, to getting killed in the 2v2, and it looks like that has happened here. Caitlyn did get one kill, but Jinx getting the two, it just spells trouble for the side of G2R, as Jinx will have her first item completed before the Caitlyn. And in the mid lane, Unseen Blade might end up soloing Fahad, and exactly that has happened as another kill towards the bot side of the map. OGs are just coming out fighting here. T-Berry burning his flash, might be able to get this kill, and he does. That's another 2v2 in the bot lane. 3 kills to T-Berry in 4 minutes. Yeah, just beautifully played from the side of OGs so far overall, in the mid lane, in the bot lane as well.
Yeah, and you can see T-Berry coming up with a bag back up to our matches after the substitute from Vortex. Over in the top side, W has come up with the flag drive, does miss due to the flash committed by the Malphite to get away from the race. He is still fighting away, and W is trying to chunk as much HP as he can, does think better of it. Last just flag thrown up over there. Mundo's trying to take some camps away from the side of OGs. But yeah, talking on the bot side, T-Berry already 3 kills to his name. That Jinx that needs those kills so desperately already gets that in her pocket, has the Berserker Greaves already completed, so we'll have the added attack speed battle to the bot side, and looks like there's a dive.
Oh,
Flash away from
was that
W, a bit of a
flash?
miss by the side of the Jarvan. Zuko does get the kill and gets out of it with his HP intact as well. But yeah, a bit of a misplay or misclick from the side of Jarvan, maybe anticipating something that the Malphite was going for, but yeah, does not look like Jarvan just about yet over there. The bot side, the wave is getting pushed in from the side of the Caitlyn and the Bar, but they are definitely on the back foot, especially after this Jinx has got 3 kills. In the meantime, as we did see in that fight that did take place, Unseen Blade flashes forward, picks up that kill for himself, and secures the lead against the victor. But that being said, G2R also pick up the first streak of the game, get 1 out of those 3 epic monsters, pick up that cloud, and it's before even the grubs are spawning, which are in 20 seconds time. So that's what OGs have to be looking for, at least to neutralize the amount of lead that they have over there. But again, until that just got out in the choppers, nowhere to run, no flash to commit as well.
Oh,
the barrier is enough to maybe save his life. The Bard with an excellent stun underneath the turret over there, picks up the double for the bot lane, 1 for the Bard, 1 for the Caitlyn, and very well played by Coin Flipper over there on the Bard.
Yeah, 100%, and let's get a replay of that, because that was looking pretty doomed for the side of G2R. And then Coin Flipper just flipped his coin, connected the 2-man stun under the turret, and this Bob and T-Berry just walking way too close to each other. Even if the stun had not connected, Hoka was there to collect the bounties from their head. So slight overextension towards the bot side of the map, and they are going to pay for it with their lives. Caitlyn picks up 1 kill, the other one, as you rightly said, goes to Coin Flipper on that Bard with the beautiful stun coming in. But what was that flash by W in the top lane? I think the
Yeah.
pressure is getting to him right there. That was quite funny to watch as towards the top side, Zuko going all in towards the Malphite, who looks like he is going to make the Frozen Heart pretty soon. Bob is towards the top side of the map as well, just helping out his jungler. Pick up those 3 grubs. As you can see,
Oh, but
Hoka
it's
now
a
going
die
to path
potential
towards
looking
the
like
Raptors. Yeah, that Malphite looks like he's going to die pretty soon. Does not have the flash. Has the
a
ultimate.
nice
Is
stun
going to
yet
use it on
again
W.
by the Bard.
Oh,
That just
wow.
started off with this roam that gave him quite a nice stun against the wall, followed up by the Malphite. The chain CC in turret range is enough to claim the life of W. So what looked like dire situations for the Malphite completely turned around by the Bard, and already he's had 2 very crucial stuns into this game. It's only been 8 minutes. Just watch out for the plays this Bard is going to make. Hoka ends up picking up the red buff that was supposed to be going to the hands of W, so he takes that for him. And the
Yeah,
bot side,
but
you can see both ADCs going to be fighting each other.
I am not too sure why W walked into turret range when the wave is already coming in. Even if you get stunned, you shouldn't be under any threat of getting killed. But he walks under the turret before the wave has come in, gets stunned, gets Malphite ulted, and there is not much you can do about it after get tanking the turret for so long. So that was a huge misplay from his side, just walking up for no reason at all. As was the flash that he had burned previously, which might have saved his life this time around. So
Yeah.
he is looking a bit nervous, a bit shaky, and it won't bode well for him if he keeps on, making those misplays. As he is now towards the mid side of the map, that gang not going to do much. Hoka was there as well, as the
But the
Chompers are now
Bard.
going to connect, and that's a dead Bard right there. You cannot get hit by these bindings from Lux, or that happens, especially if you don't have any resistances built up. Now W does not have the flash. The Arcane Storm has come in. The Petrifying Gaze going to connect onto Hoka. Did not stun him, but the damage was enough to finish him off. That's going to be his first death. And yeah, this Casio pick is now looking very strong. Although W did get that kill, but the CS numbers are great for him. 1 solo kill, 1 assist, as well as Zuko slices in and is going to dice out. It seems like Bami Cinder picked up by the Malphite. One more, item, plated steel caps or anything else, and I think he's going to be just fine in the laning phases. Bob is sitting here, uses his E to cancel the Caitlyn recall, just being annoying right there.
Yeah, just being as annoying as he can and go in the top side. Zuko is going to go into the Malphite. He does have his ultimate back up, but another dive coming in the mid lane. You can see W is coming here, but Unseen Blaze taking a lot of tower shots, and this Victor has not gone down yet. It's going to be a 1-for-1 at the end of the day, given how much time the Victor bought for himself, just playing Ring Around the Roses against that turret, and it's W exchanging his life for the Victor. A 1-for-1 trade going on over there while everything else was going down. They just seem to set it up and just not looking W's way. The kind of pressure that they're trying to mount from the side of OGs with these third dives. He's gone down 2-for-2 essentially, given how it could have been a very clean one for him if he didn't let the Victor just basically dance
Yeah.
around him. Bloody Petals being picked up in the bot side. Bob and T-Berry looking sharp. As you said, you cannot get hit by that binding over there when that Bard was in the bot side, especially with his Caitlyn so far away from him. And the Caitlyn instead will this time will be beating that. Has to flash out away. Flash followed by T-Berry to try and pick up the kill, but the
Barely
Caitlyn survives with
survives.
sliver HP. The Jinx does not get excited, does not give the added movement speed. A TP coming in as well from the Renekton. Flash being burned by the Bard to get out of the exchange. No lives have been lost yet, but the Malphite's coming as well with his TP over here. The Cataclysm does follow. It is the Victor going down over there. I think that's going to be the end of this exchange. I don't think the members of G2R can even think about challenging, and it looks like OGs will be picking up the second Drake of the game for this health after that very well completely team kind of collapse that was done, especially after the Caitlyn was caught out like that.
Yeah, a really unfortunate super mega death rocket from the side of T-Berry. Misses, then he flashes in, is unable to finish off the Caitlyn, gets stunned against the wall, ends up dying. But OGs, again, able to salvage the situation. And say what you will about W, the failed flash, the turret aggro, but he has been uh, everywhere on the map. He has been towards the top side, towards the mid lane, now towards the bot lane as well, connecting his Cataclysm and getting the kill onto that Victor, who goes 1-3. Now the Bard taking a lot of damage, might end up dying. There you go, one more auto attack will do it. Does not have the dominance for himself to get the HP back. And T-Berry is here, so is W, just hovering around. The grubs have spawned, and I don't think this one is going to go down without a fight. As you can see, the Unseen Blade is moving as well. The Malphite does not have the TP available to him. Uh, yeah, Hoka just going to deny one
Oh, but look where
grub
Undead is.
right
He's
there.
in a
Oh,
very
that's
tough spot. Where do you go as the victor right here? You've been surrounded from all four sides. And this shutdown, a huge one going into the pockets of Jinx, while the Caitlyn had picked a huge shutdown on the Rector. If they get this third grub, all the three grubs, but they can't possibly do it because G2R did manage to pick up one of them. So they're not that worried about it. They will get the additional buff of the grubs on the side of G2, on the side of OGs, but they won't get all the feats of 2 out of the 3 feats of strength because they're just missing that one crucial grubs that was going into the pocket of G2R's side. Now it seems the top laners have switched to the bot side of the map. Renekton's facing against the Malphite over there. The Jinx and Caitlyn did pick up a couple of shutdowns themselves towards each other. The Jinx has gone. The Kraken's playing to the slingshot right about now. The Caitlyn's got his collector, his berserker, Greaves has another cloak of agility for the additional critical strike over there. Zuko is just fending off around his own jungle. Sees that a ward has been placed by the Mundo as well. We'll keep that in mind for the later parts of the game. But now we've gone back to a bit of a more slow lull pace. And the next epic monster that will be coming up will be that Drake. It'll be coming around the same time as the Rift Herald. So if OGs get even one of them, they will end up getting all the feats of strength.
Yeah, 100%. And Hammy just not having a great game on the Caitlyn so far. Did use his 90 caliber net on the opposite direction, so ended up between 3 people instead of getting out and jumping the wall. But still, 3-3 has the collector completed. Is going to make his Infinity Edge, it looks like. Has picked up the Cloak of Agility. But the Jinx, man, has the slingshot, as you said. Has the Kraken Slayer, as we see, and engage towards the bot side of the map. Malphite going to ult the Jinx, who does not have flash available. He is going to use the barrier. Bob doing what he can to save his AD carry, but I don't think that's going to happen. These champions are too beefy, too tanky, and they deal too much damage for the poor Jinx, who is going to go down once again. 4 deaths now on to T-Berry, the highest in the game, along with coin flipper so far, as Renekton gets stunned. The Yordle trap is going to miss, or I think that would have been a dead Zuko, or at least he would have had to burn his ultimate, as the first turret has now gone for the side of G2R. So now they need, the next objective as well, to get the feats of strength. And yeah, we will see definitely a fight around this dragon for sure now.
Yeah, definitely. Malphite overstaying his welcome in the bot side ends up going down. In the top side, the Caitlyn and Bard combo do end up picking the first turret, but unfortunately, G2R only have one of the 3 epic monsters. They need 2 more actually in that category to be of any use towards them. The Cass is gone for the Blackfire Torch in the mid lane. So maybe Leander's against maybe some of the tankier members that he will be facing against. And you can see that tank effectiveness coming in the bot side. T-Berry just not having the damage, or Bob even in the background could not do much to that Malphite Mundo duo that was running rampant onto them. The gravity used here by the Victor to create some distance for himself against the Unseen Blade. Unseen Blade is looking pretty strong. He is up quite a bit in CS, while everyone else's numbers are just still much on the equal side, except for the junglers, with the Mundo is quite ahead in terms of camps. Has his Heart Steel complete as well. Will be starting to stack that. Already has 42 in that category. You can see now the dragon will be spawning in 45 seconds time. It's going to be a mountain drake, so it's a mountain map essentially over there. So whoever gets it up to the towards the end will be getting that mountain soul, and you don't want to see a mountain soul on the likes of a Malphite and a Mundo.
Not at all. And speaking of Malphite, I don't like what he's building now. Has the Lost Chapter, so probably going to make that Malignance. One Sunfire Cape is not enough to deal with the Cassiopeia, the Jinx, the Jarvan, who already has a Black Cleaver completed. I'm pretty sure the Renekton is going to make the same. So that one item won't make him as tanky. And, just making the Malignance to get the ultimate faster and dealing 200-300 damage more instead of tanking it. I think that's a really poor call coming out from him. It's a big investment, and I don't think it will be fruitful if he completes that item. So yeah, the sort of questionable build coming from his side. As you can already see, the Cassiopeia has the Blackfire Torch, is building towards the Rylai's Crystal Scepter, so not opting to make any tier item of sort, not getting the Archangel Staff or Seraph's Embrace or something like that, as we do have another pause coming in. Unfortunately, that's 15 minutes pause time used. Okay, we are going to resume the game. The dragon is going to come up in 20 seconds time, and whoever gets this, I believe, uh, do they get the so I think OGs, if they are able to grab
Yeah.
this one, will get the feats. But for the
Yes.
side of G2R, they would need 2 more epic monster kills, since they only have the first blood for themselves.
Yeah,
So
correct. They have the first start for
it's
themselves, and
yeah,
it is a bit dicey situation for them because now they have to protect it against the side of OGs, right? Because if OGs
exactly.
do manage it, they do get it. G2R get it. They still have to work towards another one, so they're a bit on the back foot, at least in those numbers. Nice trap set up by the Caitlyn for this dragon that has spawned over here. All 5 members of G2 are here, as well as OGs. Redick is a bit on the sideline trying to get the turret as well before the fight breaks
Yeah,
out.
Zuko
They
should be
are
moving in
challenging
right
over
about
here.
now.
Zuko should have been moving in quite a bit longer. The Bard ult does delay some of the timing, but the Drake ends up getting picked up. A nice cast ultimate followed by the Jarvan jumping in, but it's a bit too late for Zuko to beat the party, but he's still doing a lot of damage. With that said, the Mundo is trying to survive as much as he can. The Jinx is super excited. Now the rest of the members of G2R have to get out of here. It's a 2-4-3 running in favor of the side of OGs. Only the jungler and Unseen Blade falling down, while Malphite, Mundo, and Caitlyn fall down the side of G2R. But more
Yeah, but
importantly, they do pick up that Drake. And as you did say, Zuko moved in so late for that fight.
yeah, you say that they have picked up the Drake, but the Rift Herald has spawned, and if OGs pick that one, the feats of strength is theirs. So has that created any sort of difference? I don't think so. Still losing out on 3 members. As you can see, the Malphite TP coming in. The Cassio is going to TP as well. The Malphite does not have flash, does not have his ultimate to escape, but the Unseen Blade not going to chase that. And if the Rift Herald goes towards the side of OGs, that is going to be the feats of strength, and it looks like that's going to happen. But Oka is here. Uh, Never mind, he is a second too late, and that's going to be feats for the side of OGs right there. So clearly they have learned from their series against Phoenix Gaming, prioritizing this feats quite a lot now. Already 3000 gold ahead, so it's looking really, really good in this game one so far.
Yeah, absolutely. G2R do have the advantage on the Drake right now after that last one was picked up. So then Caitlyn again getting caught out, has to use his net to just get out of the range of the castle that would have meant his death. He also has to use a lot of shielding to just survive in that scenario. The Rift has been instantly spawned in the mid side right now by the Jarvan. They really want to take down the tier 1 mid turret of the side of G2R, and the turret goes golden by the bar. He does save it. A clutch play coming into the bar just to save his mid tier 1.
Yeah,
But look
but
at this,
W
Jarvan
is
just
there.
jumps onto them. Evil Cataclysm, they are doubling down over it. The Bard ends up going down. The Jinx is excited. The Mundo is just locked up in place. Has the tactics to survive over there after even the added attack speed of the Jinx is just not enough to clutch him down. The Jinx also has a Rune's Hurricane in her arsenal, so in team fights she will be doing a lot of damage. Probably going to be looking for maybe the Lord Dobbs or the Moral Reminder next up into her arsenal. So yes, the Mundo's tanking just does save them over the Bards. Ult does save the turret, but they do end up losing 2 members from the quick work done from W side.
Yeah, I think that's going to be another pause coming in. Oh my God, I think we have had, well, close enough. I think 16 minutes of pause and 19 minutes of game so far. But yeah, the Jarvan positioning very well, comes back, comes into the turret rather, kills unto death. T-Berry did miss his chompers on a Zonia target right there, but we are not going to talk about that too much. And yeah, it looks like the Mundo is getting out of hand, and he is very tanky. But as you can see, the Jinx has already picked up anti-heal for herself. Will be making that Mortal Reminder, I suppose, very, very soon to burn down this tank. W already has the Black Cleaver. Zuko building that black cleaver as well to deal with this beefy uh, front line coming in from the side of G2R. But so far, OGs have looked really, really good. And pre-game we did talk about their bot lane. As you can see, both of them have bounties on their head, 100 gold each. Bob playing really well on the Lux so far, has the highest skill participation, has been everywhere, has the Ludens Tempest completed as well. So he is not going to go for the support route. He is the secondary mage coming in this one, and he is about to deal a lot of damage to the opponent team.
Yeah, and he's doing a lot of crucial binds that are landing on this Caitlyn that are causing her to be very wary whenever the Lux is showing up on her screen. T-Berry, after an excellent start, going 3-1 up, had suffered, went back to the 4-4 mark in terms of kills and death, and now finally back up to 6-4-4 in numbers. Has a lot of gold in his pocket. It is up in CS, has the bounty on his head. So does the Victor, even though he's 3-3 right now and 0 assists, is behind around 20 CS to the Cass in terms of numbers. You can see that no jungle objective is currently up. The Arakan will be spawning in around 50 seconds time, and that is something you have to keep in your mind. Given also how much fighting was being done in the bot side, that's exactly where the Arakan will be spawning, and these teams will look to fight. Last time we did see OGs and Phoenix Gaming use a lot of time fighting over it, going for 3 fights in the game, one over there. Eventually, it goes in the hands of Phoenix Gaming in that first game, but yeah, later on OGs do make a stomp and get Arakan later in the other games. That's for another time. You can see we have resumed very nicely over here. Cass is backing up, getting the reset for herself. Malphite is pushing in the top wave. Renekton has matched it, now is looking maybe mid to try and catch out this Caitlyn. The mid tier 1 for the side of G2R is looking pretty dire. There's a bloody petal there. I don't know why the Caitlyn hasn't taken that for herself. And she's gonna get caught by yet another bind. The Lux on plus T-Berry combo is enough to get the kill. They pick up the tier 1. Now this excited Jinx is looking to do more damage. There are a 3 versus 3, but the Jarvan is close by. Does go in onto the Mundo. The Mundo has been left to his own devices. Has to use the Ghost to try and run away. Gets towards the blast and will jump over the side over there. They are ignoring a lot of these blood players. Finally one picked up by the cast. The Mundo is trying to scramble away. In the meantime, OGs are starting up the Sarakan, and it doesn't look like there's anything G2R can do.
Yeah, definitely they can't do much about it as the Caitlyn has already died. Most they can do is just pick up the enemy jungle camps and get some gold that way. But just touching on the items build coming in, I'm not a fan of what G2R has built so far. The Malphite, as we spoke about earlier, now has the null magic mantle for himself, so I'm not too sure what he's going to build off that. In the mid lane as well, Fahad has had quite a lot of kills. Well, the lion's share, at least in his team, with the 3, but he's making the Shadow Flame instead of Liandry's. So very, very questionable, as Hammy is going to get caught once again, but the Mundo is there to rescue his AD carry. W going back in again, and that taking out half of Caitlyn's HP bar with the 2 flags and drags, as the Shadow Flame has been picked up from the Victor, but that should have just been a Liandry's instead with the scaling it brings, with the Blackfire Torch. But what do I know about the mid lane?
Very sorry, I actually put my card over there. Drake is coming up in 1 second time. It has been spawned right now. This is the 4th Drake of the game. 2 are in the pockets of G2R, only 1 in the pockets of OGs, but they do have the feats of strength. Very important point over here. The boots have gone up to the tier 2 upgrades. No one's chosen to do the tier 3 upgrade just about yet with the money situation that it is, and given how many members of G2 are on the top side, OGs could have maybe been looking to take away the Drake right about now, but are a bit falling behind in tempo. Hoka is trying to deny a lot of the camps that will be coming up for W in the meantime, because I think they know that if they go for a team fight over towards Drake, there is no way they end up coming out on top. Unto that, Hammy on this ADC role has shown glimpses of being good, but has unfortunately been being caught out quite a bit, especially by the bindings that have been coming out from Bob. Bob being very exceptional, as you said, most of the kill participations on his team has gone to 111, and yes, finally the Drake does end up picked up, and it's by the side of OGs. There's no way G2R could actually come in for a contest given how the members were situated across the map. So now is 2-2 in terms of Drakes, and next team who picks up a Drake will have Soul Point of the Mountains kind. Baron will be taking around 3 minutes to 2 minutes to be spawning up, so they have to keep that in mind. But other than that, no objective currently up on the map. The players are free to use the macro as much as they can and get the wave pushes. You can see the Jinx and Lux are staying close by, but the Jarvan has to use the flag and drag to get away from the Mundo over here. Yes, and then we can see top side Unseen Blade Zuko coming in onto the Malphite. Bob is also close by. Malphite's trying to clear the wave as much. Ults again get underneath his tournament. We're hit by the binding into the Lust against 4 members is just too much that the Malphite can do. He tried his best, cleared the wave, used his ult to maybe stun another turret, but nothing of that. So they're gonna trade turrets though, the top tier 1 and the mid tier 1 over here, Kaka.
Yeah, that's a very squishy Malphite though. I mean, we spoke about it and you saw it, like he does not deal a lot of damage. So that Malignance, spending 3,000, 2,900 gold on that item is just useless for the champion, and I'm not too sure where he was going with the build anyway. But that just proves it, Malphite should take longer to die, but he died in an instant right there. The Sunfire not nearly enough to sustain him even in team fights that's going to come pretty soon, I believe. But yeah, tier 2 traded in the mid lane and top lane, so more gold for the side of OGs as the top tier turret 2 and the bot tier turret tier 2 turret give more gold than the mid turret. And as you can see, 3 items already done for the Jinx. Has picked up the Mortal Reminder, so he is going to deal a lot of damage now to the tanks anyway. Leandre is going to come in for the side of Unseen Blade pretty soon. We already spoke about the Black Levers, and yeah, W has been losing a few of his camps, but Jarvan is a very low econ jungler. You only need like 2 or 3 items, and I think that is the peak that you can get as a Jarvan. Your only job is to use the Cataclysm and keep your carries safe if you can, or just engage on the enemy champions. As the Baron is now going to get started from the side of OGs, they will get spotted here, and we might see a fight break out pretty soon.
Yeah, G2R are close by, are on the horizon here. They don't want to give this objective a breeze.
Look at the gas damage on the
gas
Mundo.
is zoning them out so much, given how much damage he does. They just use the ultimate, turned away by the Mundo. Here comes the Malphite with his ultimate. The Cataclysm with the Jarvan is huge. Hits 3 members, so does the Lux ult as well. But Zuko's being left to his own devices, does pick up the bar, but down goes the Malphite off your screen as well. The Baron's going very low, gets picked up by the Mundo with his smite. The gas ends up going down. The Jinx is excited, but very low on HP, flashes forward towards her own certain death over there, and the fight completely going in favor of G2R. It's them losing 2 members for an ace for their side. All of OG members and the Grace team. G2R picks up the Baron as well, and I don't know what that flash was coming out of T-Berry's side.
Yeah, how have OGs managed to lose that fight? We will have to see that again, as the Baron was picked up from the side of Hoka. Even having like 2 more members alive, so 3 Baron buffs and a complete ace as well. This started out pretty well for them. The Unseen Blade kiting out pretty well, dodges a lot of things. Look at the Malphite. He is going to, I believe, flash in, and then he ults the Jinx. He's not able to kill her, but the Unseen Blade taking so much damage on the side. Then they finish the Malphite, but Zuko and W are fighting 3 versus 2 right there. Hoka completely focusing on the Baron, and you can see the Victor ultimate just doing its thing right there. Keeps growing in size as he gets the kill, and that was the difference maker in the team fight. A 5-for-2 with the Baron coming in for the side of G2R, who now should be able to pick up the Dragon as well. A full death cap completed for the Victor. Now he is so far ahead. The lasers are going to hurt so much. The Arcane Storm is going to hurt so much as well. And as you said, T-Berry with the fight ending flash there. Not sure what that was about, but it has gone downhill for the side of OGs, who are, by the way, still ahead in gold.
Yeah, they are ahead in goal, but the difference has been neutralized quite a bit after the kind of plays that went down over there. The Mountain Drake will be picked up by G2R. Nothing can actually match it. Zuko on the top side was pushing in the way, does end up picking the tier 3 turret in the top side, but now G2R are on Soul Point for Mountain Soul, and you can see that with the Baron buff, they can look to push in some ways. The Victor's gone up to match the top side, will be getting even more farm in his pocket for his troubles there, and W has to back away with the help of Zuko there. But look at here, Bob might get caught out. Nice binding from him with the slow, does end up doing a lot, but the Malphite is jumping in yet again. He's gonna do a lot of damage. I don't think he needs anybody else. Bob will be going down probably to the ace in the hole. Malphite just to give it up towards his ADC. Nice gold in the pocket of Hammy on that Caitlyn, and Bob just got in a tough place and wrong time, wrong place essentially over there. And this looks like a tier 2 turret in the bot side will also end up getting picked up on the side of G2R. OGs are trying to commit to it. The cast locked up with a nice Bard ultimate. The Jarvan flashes forward. Those flags and drag. The cast is going very low. Does end up going down. The TP is coming in. The Malphite does fall, as you said, very weak right now. Zuko has TP'd in, is huge here, but T-Bear is being chased by this Mundo. He has to have some protection. The Arcade, Jesus, his ult is getting huge and huge over here.
Yeah,
And yet
I think
again
that's
being
game.
another difference maker over here. Huge ultimate coming out from the Victor at the back lines. Unfortunately, the cast was caught up by the Bard ultimate that did start up everything going. The TP does come, TP comes in from members over here, but it's just not enough. Malphite is as low as you can watch, but Victor, as you said, just doing a lot of damage with that death cap. The death timers are quite significant right now, but yes, it does look like G2R are choosing to back off it, play it a bit on the safer side. We did see yesterday's series where Phoenix Gaming overstayed a bit, and that's what caused them to lose out on the game when they thought they could go for the end. So maybe G2R taking notes from the book over there and maybe not trying to commit the same kind of mistakes for them. But yes, excellent team fight coming out from the side of G2R. They capitalize on the mistake of the cast walking up a bit too much, gets caught out by the Bardal. They take down the tier 2. They take down all the lies of OGs. And now they are sitting with the gold lead.
Yeah, a huge mistake from the side of Bob as well. Just walking up so far, getting caught by the Malphite as a Lux, especially when you're that squishy. I don't think you can afford to do that, and that's just Lux in a nutshell. If you're ahead, you look great. If you are equal or behind, then it's just a champion that's just going to die in all of these team fights. And as you rightly said, the Unseen Blade did not have his flash available to him. Gets hit by the Bard ultimate. The traps come down, and that's just a dead Cassiopeia. G2R finally have the goal lead, but it's not significant at all. And T Berry has some heavy lifting to do, as he should be the one uh, that can carry the game for the side of OGs. Will have his flash available to him in the next team fight, and really has to watch out uh, and try to use his flash and his resets uh, to win these team fights for the side of OGs, or I don't think there's any other avenue right now available to them to win these team fights, especially with the Victor ultimate. As you saw in the previous fight as well, grew so much in size as the Malphite gets
Oh
caught,
my.
and that's a very squishy Malphite. Again, just goes down, has zero magic res on to himself. So yeah, that's just a dead Malphite yet
He's
again
playing like
as
he's
the
like
Bard
the
ultimate comes
tankiest
in.
member on their team, but like he is
Yeah,
AP,
he's
and as
really
you said,
not.
no magic resist, will take a
Oh,
lot of
look
damage
at
to
this.
those
So the
Lux
collapse is
ultimates.
coming in from the side of OGs. And they are going in. Dominus comes in, but Zuko ends up dying. A beautiful cataclysm. The resets are coming in now. Double kill for the Jinx. Make that a triple. And this is what we were talking about previously. It has to be the Jinx who carries these team fights. But W with a beautiful cataclysm, locking 3 of them down. And that's a team fight one for the side of OGs, who did not have the Malphite available to them, and the Mundo now has disconnected yet again. The dragon is going to come up in another 40 seconds, so I am not too sure what's going to happen here. T Berry just showing up big in that last team fight.
Absolutely. It all started off with that Malphite, honestly getting caught out in the mid lane. He was not even close anywhere for that team fight. You can see off your screen, he comes the cast from the side lanes, and will come the Cataclysm over here. Comes in from the side, 3-man Cataclysm into the Super Mega Death Rocket, and then T-Berry with the resets on resets. Nothing that Caitlyn can do. It has to burn the flash, has to burn the barrier, but still ends up going down. 3 huge kills in the pocket of the Jinx. Instantly picks up the BF sword on her next back, and now it's looking like the T-Berry that we know and love, and we're going to maybe see something more from this man over here. Unfortunately, Unto Death could not do anything in that scenario, and it's a bit of this Malphite getting caught time and time again, right? He's gone 2-7 and 9, thinking that he can be that frontline, but honestly, without any MR to his name, this gas and this Lux are just going to instantly melt away at him. And the Drake coming up in 3 seconds time is when the next fight will start to break out. And again, he's going to get caught as we talk about it. He just about survives, ults to get away from the fight over there, and the Mundo's going to get caught instead. He has enough tenacity to get out of that kind of a fight, but this is all happening just before the Drake fight. He doesn't have his ultimate up. He does have Malignance, which puts it on a shorter timer. Does have the TP if he wants to come into it, but the Drake is already getting started by the members of OGs. But the call is from the side of G2R is to go towards the Baron instead, so they're making that macro call instead. The Drake is getting melted out very, very fast. It's going to be even OGs coming in for this fight, but look at G2R putting a trash setup over here. Zuko walks into it over here. Nothing else can be done. There goes down the Crocodile, and now G2R are on the upper foot. Nice Cassiopeia out, locks down the Bard as well, but the members of OGs have to run away. T-Berry hasn't got a reset. Finally getting one reset to his name, but is low on HP. Can't do much. The Victor ultimate is chasing him as well as the members of OGs. Malphite gets his ultimate just about in time. Bob uses his own to take down the Malphite, but he will be falling down yet again. And that's going to be the third ace of the game for the side of G2R. They do end up losing the Malphite and Bar, and as you did rightfully say, so that's gonna be the game. The TP coming in for the victor into the base, and it all started with Zuko getting caught out by the trap play set up by G2R in the push, where they thought, where OG's members thought that G2R had already started the Baron. They walk up into it, the Crocodile instantly dies out over there. No much more of a front line left for the side of G2R, and they end up falling. The Intermission has respawned, so we're going to delay it a bit, but the death timers are just too huge. Only Zuko will be up. I don't think the Crocodile can do much at this point. It's going to be G2R taking the first game, the best of 3 series in the lower bracket round 3 against the side of OGs.
Yeah, and we spoke about it. This is going to be a close series, and we were just treated to a really competitive game 1. Really well done from the side of G2R, producing the comeback to win this game. And yeah, just OGs just left a lot to be desired, especially in the team fights. I think they could have done much better, but props to G2R, always finding ways to victory somehow. And they are going to take this game 1 against OGs in the lower bracket round 3 and move 1-0 up and only 1 game away from making the losers bracket finals. Their LB run has been pretty spectacular so far.
Been phenomenal. Yeah, it's been phenomenal. They started with the lower bracket round 1, are just 1 game or 1 win away from them winning it out and meeting up against Kakao Gaming. Is just a huge accomplishment from them right now. And OGs, as you did say, left a lot to be desired in the team fighting comps. The Malphite getting caught up so many times was giving OGs the upper advantage, but even then that was not enough. After they won that nice fight in the top side, they do make a play over here. They catch out the Malphite. He has to run away. They TP in back towards the Baron side instead, while OGs pick up the Drake. OGs Zuko runs into 3 members sitting in that push, instantly gets put down. T-Berry does get the reset off the kill of Bard, but it's just not enough in the fight. He has 2 less HP, and just that huge Victor all just following them everywhere in most of the team fights that have come up. But that being said, let's take a bit of a closer look through the Nexus knockout moments over here, Ganga.
Yeah, and I think Victor was the difference maker. We spoke about it as well before the game had started, that how great of a champion he is now. I think one of the better control mages, if not the best one for sure. Did make the Shadow Flame, had the Death Cap, was going to make the Lich Bane as well. But in these team fights, whenever he gets a kill or an assist, that ultimate can cover half of the map. Half of the screen, not the map, excuse me. And it's just so hard to deal with. Where do you run? Even spacing becomes really hard. And yeah, I think that was the game changer for sure. But OGs had this game and they managed to throw it somehow. Maybe they should look to change a few picks. Maybe the support has to change. Uh, but I think they did pretty well. I think they were helped as well with the builds coming in from the side of G2R. But G2R just a very clutch team in these team fights. They always show up, and that's exactly what happened yet again, and well deserved for them.
Yeah, also Bard coming a couple of times clutch early on with his stuns, later on with getting the cast golden underneath her own turret in the tier 2 bot side. So he was putting on a show as well. Mundo was being the front line because there was a pseudo front line coming out from the side of the Malphite, meaning that he only has the armor and not much
Yeah.
MR at all to deal with. But this was an excellent engage from his side. He buys a lot of time for his team, right? He flashes, goes in on the Jinx, doesn't do much damage, but he pulls so many members towards him. It's left with Zuko fighting the rest 4 members of G2R. He does end up picking up the Bard, but gives up his life. You see Malphite goes down at the off screen, but yeah, the Mundo's alive. He gets the smite off. There's the ticking ultimate from the Victor, getting bigger and bigger, and you can see the kills that just come out over here. A bit of a flash misplay coming in from the side of T-Berry. It will be, unfortunately, if he does look out. This is the ultimate of the Bar I was talking about. They get the nice engage on as well. T-Berry is doing a lot of damage on the backside, but he can't do anything against this Mundo, just regenerating all that HP, even with the mortal reminder he's building. The Victor ultimate is chasing him as well. Zuko caught between a rock and a hard place, between that wall and the ultimate. Nothing he can do. That's one of the aces that G2R, one of the 3 aces that G2R did bring out against OGs in this fight. This is one of the better fights where OGs come out on top, and it's also due to the help of Jarvan coming with a nice triple man cataclysm as well.
Yeah.
Plus the super mega death rocket from the Jinx gets the resets, gets it on 2 unto death as well. He has to burn both sounds, but goes down. But after this is where it comes a bit of a bad situation for the side of the G2R boys. They do pick up OGs pick up the Drake.
Yes.
So it becomes good for the G2R boys. OGs pick up the Drake, but it's just not enough. Zuko just walking a bit too much ahead before
Yeah,
his
exactly
team
that.
gets caught out over there. You can see T-Berry is firing off, gets that reset, but he's just so low on HP. Anytime he walks up, he'll die. Malphite gets his ultimate, just comes up right about here. He goes in onto him. Bob does finish him off as well, but where do you run as that Soul Lux over there, especially with that super fed Victor chasing you to ends of the earth? He goes down at the end of the day. It's gonna be a 34-minute match, and G2 are showing a huge resilience over here, Gaga.
Yeah, 100% doing really well right there. But the last team fight, Zuko just walking in to, uncharted territory for him, and just, ends up dying quickly. And then it was, pretty easy for the side of G2R to end. And as you can see, a very close game. Only the 3,000 gold difference coming in. 9 turrets to 5. Soul wasn't picked up. 1 Baron for the side of G2R that was stolen from the side of Hoka. 1 Void Grub actually to the 5 of OGs. Bloody Petals 21-52 Atakan to the side of OGs. So they did really well in this game, albeit that they end up losing it. But very close game indeed. And let's look at the Rift Renegade MVP as well. And just for pressing the R button, I think we have to give it to the Victor, who was pretty good in this match. It's just a very strong champion right now. Shout out to Hoka as well. He played very well on the Mundo, which we did not expect to happen, but he was really great as well in this game. But for now, Fahad is going to pick up the Rift Renegade MVP for this game. 185 and 8, 711 damage, 7.3 CS, 15k gold. Defining factor was the ultimate in all of these team fights, which kept on growing after getting the kills.
Yeah, I think he only had 2 low points in the entire game where he did phenomenal, where he's giving that kill over the 1v1 to Unseen Blade and then getting called out by 4 members surrounding. But other than that, a phenomenal job done by Victor. As you said, that ultimate, just pressing that R button does so much in the team fights. As soon as you get 1 kill, it just keeps on getting bigger and bigger, and it caused T-Berry to not even come close to the fight, because after getting the reset on the Bard in the last fight, he couldn't even walk up, given that the Victor ult was chasing him slowly. Malphite gets his ultimate, he comes in onto him. So just well played by the Victor. And as you said, props out to Hoka for playing that Mundo jungle as well, playing it phenomenally, being the proper tank for his team, whereas the Malphite was getting caught out quite a bit of times. But at the end of the day, if your team has your back and you end up winning the game, no one can fault you for what has been played over there. That being said, guys, before we jump into game 2, we'll be taking a very short break before we jump right back into the action.
Anytime you leave me aching in my bones, morning to the evening, I'll give all of myself, even if it hurts like hell. You just love to watch me bleed, rip my heart, give it a squeeze, grip my lungs, won't let me breathe. No, you do it cause you like to see adrenaline run through my veins, drink my tears like it's champagne, but I still love what you do to me. Insanity, what you do to me is insanity. What you do to me is insanity. What you do to me is insanity. Cutting up my soul, give away the pieces when you pull me close. Fall into the feeling, I'll give all of myself. Don't want anyone else. You just love to watch me bleed, rip my heart, give it a squeeze, grip my lungs, won't let me breathe. No, you do it cause you like to see adrenaline run through my veins, drink my tears like it's champagne, but I still love what you do to me. Insanity, what you do to me is insanity. What you do to me is insanity. Yeah, it's insanity. What you do to me, how you watch me bleed. No, it's not heavenly. Yeah, it's insanity. What you do to me, how you watch me bleed, but it's perfect for me. Insanity. You just love to watch me bleed, rip my heart, give it a squeeze, grip my lungs, won't let me breathe. No, you do it cause you like to see adrenaline run through my veins, drink my tears like it's champagne, but I still love what you do to me. Insanity, it's insanity. What you do to me, how you watch me bleed. No, it's not heavenly. Yeah, it's insanity. What you do to me, how you watch me bleed, but it's perfect for me.
how they lurk. Take toes with it, I'm out of eye with you, boy. Challenge the best with your worst. This is my turf. Way I move is inertia. Can't be stopped, it's unheard of. From the dirt, sweat got my feet muddy. Spin my wins, they might search you. On my word, path took plenty turns. It wrote my confidence in cursive. When submerged, I found resolving my purpose and tell you about it back on surface. I survived. I survived. Ever been lost in the woods, praying that it don't get dark? Ooh. Ever been in a situation couldn't win, but you still had heart? Yeah, if you anything like me, evolve from chum to shark, the hunger starts to grow apart you didn't know you had. It's like that, flip the switch, turn it up, and I'm giving it gas. I lock it in all free, adrenaline double my percent. Made a home in the
Right, guys, welcome back to the Esports Club Community Clash. We are in the lower bracket, round 3, in the matchup between G2R and Old Gods, where G2R currently lead 1-0 in what was a very close affair from both the sides. Could have easily gone either way. But here we are running into game 2 now. And Madness, what did you make of that game? And what do you think OGs need to change to maybe get back into the series and take it all the way to game 3?
They had got the advantage for themselves early on, but the Jarvan kind of misplays that were going on top side, where he got Bard stunned against the wall in turret range was a bit of a problem. So that was neutralizing a lot of their lead, and then when T-Berry got ahead, he fell back right away because he was 3-1 and 4. It's a lot because the Victor also gets fed, right? Because they're taking it so long, the Victor gets to that point where basically he presses R, as you said, and it basically ends most of the team fights that are going on for them. So they have to maybe keep the pedal to the metal when they have the advantage and not let G2R come back, because for most of the game they are the ones that had the gold advantage and had feats of strength, had a lot in their part for them. But it's the side of G2R that end up getting onto Soul Point, end up getting towards the part where they are the ones who have got most of the advantage. So that's where OGs have to change it up a bit when the advantage is in their side. But OGs, again, as we get into game 2, champion select, banning out the Irelia, banning out the Yasuo. G2R, once having played the Victor, will be removing that from the hands of Old Gods, and we have a bit of a substitution also coming in from the side of G2R. Ninja Way will now be playing the ADC role, while onto that is Hamiwai is back into his mid lane over here.
Yeah, and I think that's going to create a lot of difference, right? Ninja Way is a really good AD carry player. I have seen him play before, but more importantly, Hammy going towards the mid side of the map, I think that's game changing. I remember he was playing the AD carry role in the previous game. They still won out, so that was pretty cool. The Victor is going to get banned now from the side of G2R as they cannot pick it. The Wukong comes in for W, it seems like, and the Udyr is going to get logged in for Hoka. We have seen his Udyr before, putting up an MVP level performance easily, even when Hammy had his Irelia. So that speaks volumes about how good he is on the champion. And let's see if this is going to be the AD carry pickup. Cannot pick the MF on the Caitlyn, unfortunately, now, since it was picked last game. So it looks like the Jinx is going to get logged in for the side of Ninja Way. And now let's see what T-Berry has to answer this with. Of course, the MF is gone. He can pick the Caitlyn if he wants to. And let me tell you, his Caitlyn is very, very clean. So, they would essentially be swapping the AD carries, but it remains to be seen what they pick up right here. And it looks like the Sivir is going to be the preference for the side of T-Berry right here.
I think we've seen the Sivir, I think, just about 2 times before in the main event till now. And yes, the Caitlyn is open. The Lux is not given that Bob played last game. Lulu open for supporting the Jigs in the bot side for the side of G2R, because that hasn't been banned now. It's up for grabs. But yeah, the Sivir pick up from T-Berry. But it looks like they want to deny the Lulu from the side of G2R, as well as boosting their own side with that pick up in the hands of Bob right there. Looks like the Soraka is getting covered for G2R's side right now. So it's going to be the junglers and the bot lanes that are getting picked up from both teams earlier on in the draft. Yet again, Old Gods, 2 bans being focused onto Hammy. That does take away a lot. In the end, it is the Renata that gets locked in for Coin Flipper. Now we get to see Ninja Way on the Jinx is coming in as the substitution for Incarnation, who was playing mid lane. He didn't do a fantastic job on the Victor, but that's also a credit to what the champion is at the current state. Did pick up that MVP. Now going back to the bans of the second phase, Mord gets instantly removed because we know if it's left open a lot of the times our region loves picking up this champion, so that's what people
Yeah.
are removing for themselves. The Nar was removed in their first phase of banning as well, so a lot of top options, that's what they're focusing, while Old Gods have been focusing a lot into the mid lane. They don't want Hammy to be playing his Cassiopeia, which was not an option for Old Gods given that Unseen Blade played last time. The Gwen has also been focused out as a pick as well. You can see now Old Gods are the ones left for the last pick. G2R have banned out the Silas, so they've picked one top and one mid-range, mid-lane ban for the second phase, and they're pretty basic. They have been averaging around that for themselves. MF is a very crucial ban that came in, so that does relate to the Severia picked up, and now because you have the O3 jungle does open up ways for an AD mid to be in play, given that you don't have the
but it's
Yeah.
never going to be the Z coming in. Could be the Yone, that has been left open. The Syndra, I really love that pickup from Hammy. He is for sure one of the best Syndra players in our region. You will see why in the game, but long range stun against the Lulu, against the Sever, can of course push back the Wukong as well, so it makes a lot of sense to pick that up. If the Diana comes in, I think that's going to be really bad for the side of Old Gods. So yeah, they are going to pick the Aurora, though could go towards the top side of the map. We have seen Zuko play it, so the last pick will tell us where everyone is going. And last pick for the side of G2R, they will be picking their top laner. I expect it to be something like a Darius coming in if the On gets locked in.
Yeah, especially in the hands of Hades, who does love playing the Darius, as you did speak about, does have a bit of the disadvantage in terms of sums later on in terms of macro, but yeah, it's left to be seeing what they want. A choke as being covered, we haven't seen one yet in the main event, and given the amount of AP that's already in the side of G2R, maybe not the option that they're going for, maybe just teasing us quite a bit. The last pick up for Old Gods was that Ornn that will be going in the hands of Zuko on the top side, and it is the Cho'Gath that does get locked in for Hades over here. So now we have both drafts completely finalized. You can see that Aurora will be going in the hands of the Unseen Blade in the middle. We haven't really seen that many Auroras given her nerfs that she had in few patches, but she still is a pretty strong champion. Syndra, as you said, very good pickup given the amount that the the Wukong can be jumping in on his carry, can push them away. The Cho'Gath and the Udyr do provide some CC, as well as the bot lane of the Jinx and Renata will be trying to free fire as much as they can. Zuko will be trying to give him masterwork items as longer the game goes on. Last time OGs were the ones that picked up the feats of strength, but unfortunately could not convert that into a win in game one for the side of G2R. So let's see if they have anything else up their sleeves right now.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, G2 are always surprising us with the picks that come in. The Cho'Gath, the Mundo in the previous game, the Mastery yesterday. So yeah, but the Cho'Gath can go for the Triforce as well. We have seen Venom, who does love his Cho'Gath build, that go Mana Mune as well. All sort of different unorthodox builds that he decides to make. But let's see, maybe Hades decides to pick a page out of his books. I don't think that's likely. I think Hades will go probably full tank. Should be a fine matchup into the On. The On can bully a lot of these tank champions with the Bellow Breath. So that remains to be unseen, as we will be jumping into the game in 2 minutes time. But yet again, this game again very close to call, but I have to say G2R may have gotten the better end of this draft, because purely based on the range that the champions can provide, especially the Jinx, especially the Syndra as well. Both of these champions can just stun you and kill you from a screen away, and I think that will be very advantageous for the side of G2R.
Yeah, and talk about range, right? Sevier doesn't provide that much for your side either. The Wukong melee, Ornn as well. The Aurora also has a bit of range, but not as much compared to what the Syndra and the Jinx can do. Especially that this Cho'Gath will be trying to farm as much as he can. Him against Zuko in the top side will be a feat to watch. As you said, we haven't seen much of Cho'Gath over here, as well as the Savior. Given that we have one or two games, I think Infamous played in their game where they did end up winning that match, so maybe we get to see something special out of T-Berry here. He did put on a good showing in the beginning minutes of the game last time at least, but did fall off and then regained his posture as well, but it was just a bit too late at the time given how far ahead the victor was. Just to repeat, it is a substitution now. Incarnation is no longer in mid, it's Hammy back to that role, while Ninja Way takes up the ADC role for himself. So we will be seeing him fresh face in coming in, at least for this tournament, because he usually used to play the jungle role, but Hokai has now taken over. So I really want to see the synergy that G2R can bring out. And as you can see, I also am favoring the side of G2R, at least comp wise. Maybe would have liked more of an AD top for themselves, but with the Cho'Gath, let's see how much Hades can do against this orb.
Yeah, 100%. But again, it is a tank champion, so the sort of damage he provides, whether it be AP or AD, does not really that matter as much. I think all eyes are going to be on Hoka on the Udyr, and if he can get the ball rolling again, facing such short range champions, Udyr should be doing pretty fine. Into the Wukong, into the Aurora, Sivir, Lulu, you name it, all of these champions are very low ranged, and his ganks are going to matter a lot. And we have seen G2R do love their early dragons, so if that's something old gods have picked up on, we might see a very early fight come in as well. So all eyes on this matchup. Whoever wins faces Kakao Gaming tomorrow, and that's going to be the lower bracket finals. That's going to be another interesting series, regardless of whoever proceeds today. And I can't wait for it. I am just all in for it. It's going to be a spectacular series, and we have a great matchup on our hand as well. This game 2, if G2R can win, that will be it for today. But if not, we will be going into game 3. And speaking of it, we are going to jump into the game right now to see who can pick up this one, if G2R will proceed after this game, or if we are going to a game 3.
Yeah, and doesn't seem like many early game shenanigans coming out. Both side of T-Berry and Bob have taken up camp in that bush right there in case they want to do something later on. They are playing the bush there to be careful in case someone does come around about. Neither wards, only one ward has been placed right now by the Aurora there near her river side of that bush. You can see that Renata might have even seen that being placed as well. The Jinx is far away from her. Renata and Bob and T-Berry really want to get the level 1 advantage for themselves. In the top side of the map, you can see Cho'Gath sitting in the bush waiting for the Ornn maybe to walk up, maybe do some damage before the laning phase does go off. Udyr, after he was checking for anything going on fancy in his top side, will be heading towards his blue buff to start over there. So both junglers going to be starting at the bottom of the map like they did last time, going from bot to top. Last time we did see the Jarvan in the hands of W to go for very early ganks, but wait, hold that thought. Unseen Blade going for some trades against Unto Death, gets the electrocution proc off as well. Unto Death losing quite a bit of HP before the lane can even start. A bit at disadvantage, especially the Aurora will just continue to try and poke for himself. T-Berry and Bob on the bot side will be trying to go off with the Ricochet, try to get that push in for them. Unto Death is still fighting against Unseen Blade over here. Unseen Blade again with the proc onto him. He has been doing damage, but now a bit more equal in their numbers. Both health pots popped by both mid laners right now, as that's all the action that we see, at least for the first 2 minutes of the game.
Yeah, I'm not too sure what Cho'Gath was trying to rupture there. As the Unseen Blade has really started well in this matchup. The knockup is going to come in for the side of Zuko, though, who hit level 2 first, gets a very favorable trade for himself. And yeah, in the mid lane, 1 health potion burn for both of the mid laners. Hammy does love his early Raptor ward to spot the jungler out, so denying that is pretty good from the side of Unseen Blade, who is again looking to connect his Q and trade, but the Scatter of the Week comes in, and that's going to deny any sort of trade back from the side of Unseen Blade. In the bot lane, as you can see, Sivir pushing up, but the Jinx farming really well, has 16 CS already. 4 camps also done for the side of Hoka on that Udyr, going to pick up his golems now. And really even game so far. Another EQ going to miss from the side of Unseen Blade, who will run out of mana if that goes on. Again, a great trade from the side of Hammy, who is finding his feet in this matchup now.
Yeah, definitely. The person not finding their feet is the Cho'Gath, and the top side was struggling quite a bit. The bot side, you saw the Jinx and the Renata combo did hit level 2 first, were putting on the moves and the pressure, but now slowly the wave is balancing itself out. Hoka will be picking up his red buff way before the Wukong can finish his Grom, so will be on the move quite a bit faster. Is looking to pick up the Scuttle as well. So if junglers meet up over here, Hoka will be having a bit of the advantage because Wukong will be late to the fight. Another grasp being procced by the side of the Ornn onto the Cho'Gath. Cho'Gath playing a bit on the back foot, low a bit on mana as well as the bot side. So Prio in top and bot coming to the side of G2R given the wave push and the wave state right now, and it looks like both scuttles end up getting picked up by the side of the jungler that is Hoka on the side of G2R. The Renata handshake does follow, but the W of the Jinx misses out on Bob. The damage that he did want to put out was just not enough. T very dangerously low on mana as well, and you can see now where Hoka is. He's already at the rates of the Wukong. He's going to meet against the Wukong. Wukong has to be worried about the Syndra is close by as well if a fight does break out, but so is the Aurora. The clone is enough to deceive the Udyr to give more damage towards that, and at the end of the day it's just Hoka picking up that camp and denying a bit and starving the Wukong. But look at the bot side, the Renata has gone very low, the heal has been popped, and now the bailout is just not enough. First blood picked up by the side of OGs yet again in this matchup, and it looks like it's come yet again in the bot side. This time Bob is the one who does pick it up for his team.
Yeah, and Coin Flipper just stepping up too far right there. Ends up dying, blows both his summoner spells. The bailout, of course, is not enough to save him as there was no kills to be had there. And you can see the ping already coming in from the side of G2R. They want to take this dragon. It has just spawned. Look at Hoka's pathing. He's going to pick up the Gromp right there and then go for the dragon directly, again pinging it as he wants some sort of priority coming in from his bot lane, and that's exactly what they are going to do. And yeah, that's going to be first dragon yet again for the side of G2R, because W is pathing towards the top side of the map, is going to pick up his wolves there.
Yeah, it's not looking at the greatest of starts for G2R. Hoka has denied a bunch of camps as well, and the Drake has now been started up by the side of G2R. They, as you said, love their early Drakes. Will be picking up yet another one, this time in the form of the Mountain Drake. There's no pressure being met up. Things even be coming out onto the grubs that will be spawning in 5 seconds, so they want to fight for that. So try to equalize with the feats in that kind of sense, because OGs have that first blood in the pockets. Now G2R have one of the 3 epic monsters that they do need. A lot of pings and a lot of movement coming up towards the grub. Both supports are on the roam. Only the ADC is left in the bot side, while the rest of the team is towards the upper side of this map. A fight will be breaking out anytime soon. Renata does catch on to Bob, pulls him back further. Udyr goes in. Aurora pops his ultimate, but Udyr is a bit too deep. Will be looking to go down, but just about surviving. The Wukong getting eaten away by the Cho'Gath. And there the Udyr, yes, you did say, does survive that, but it's the Wukong that ends up going down. Now with you having the jungler alive, you have the Prio over there. The Cho'Gath getting a nice stack as well after eating away at Monkey, and so now it's G2R even picking up the 3 grubs, so getting all of the early jungle objectives for themselves.
Yeah, and this has been a recurring theme in G2R games. They get the first dragon, so they don't really trade the grubs for the Drake. They are there for the grubs as well. Pick all 3 of them up as well. Get a kill as well. And now Hoka is almost full HP because of his W. Remember, he barely survived that. The Unseen Blade did burn his flash as well to try and secure the kill onto the Udyr, but was unable to do so. And yeah, this is a big advantage for the side of G2R now, who have gotten 2 out of the 3 stacks that are needed, in killing these epic monsters. The flash was burned as well for the side of Unseen Blade, so he is susceptible to getting ganked and getting killed, as well as he is going to hop in, try to get a trade. Misses the Q, connects his E. Not the end of the world. The power unleashed is not available for the side of Hammy, so he can't really go all in right now, but doing really well, is up in CS, is going to take a plate as well pretty soon. In the bot lane as well, even Stevens in terms of CS, the Hoka is the one who's getting ahead quite a lot. And even though the Cho'Gath is 6 CS behind, he did get the kill onto himself with the feast, as you mentioned earlier. And now the objectives are not up. So let's see what the junglers decide to do. The whole top side camp uh, is going to come in
Ooh.
for the side of W as an all-in breaks out in the mid lane. Hammy dealing a lot of damage to the poor Aurora, who now has to recall. So he will be losing out on a wave right here that Hammy is going to push. And never mind, he's decided to stay back. Could be quite risky, but W is there, shadowing his mid laner, the Unseen Blade now. I'm going to pick this wave up and recall pretty soon, I'm sure.
Yeah, and Sindra did try, as you said, go for the all-in. Does land the scatter plus his ultimate. Nice Q coming into the Severe as the spell sheet, but eats a turret shot as well. Gets pulled back into turret range. Has to pop her ultimate to get that extra movement speed and try to get out of it. And nothing else lost from the side of the Jinx. The T-Berry even had to pop his barrier in that exchange, so he's down a summoner spell compared to the side of G2R. But yes, now you can see that Ninja Way is recalling, is trying to get himself back, and Severe has a huge wave that's crashing as well with a cannon into the turret of G2R. So Ninja Wave falling a bit behind in CS after this exchange. You can see that Renata's trying to dissuade the wave from going towards that side. And this Shogun just really wants to get this demolished proc. I don't think Zuko can do much. And look at this, he's just playing a bit with that Ornn in the top side, and it's a bit funny to watch essentially over there. Has the tier also listed, has 178 stacks, so we'll be looking for that upgrade pretty much soon. He's getting stacked pretty often, but the scatter yet again missing from Unto Death over here, but a lot of damage put on. W is putting in a performance. He's trying to get in this gank situation in the middle. We last time did see him do this for the top side in the last matchup we did see yesterday against Phoenix Gaming, where he got Zuko ahead on that Nanar given the amount of ganks that he was getting. This time he might be trying to pressure it. Right, the mid lane instead, and now they go in. The Aurora Ult is enough to dissuade Unto Death from running away. The flash forward from W will secure the
Ooh.
kill. He just survives by the skin of his teeth after that last turret shot. But a nice play coming in from the mid lane and jungle combo. You saw the Aurora come around from the other side of that wall, comes in over there, pops ultimate. They're having nowhere to run essentially. The flash does lock it in for them, and that's the second kill of the game of OGs. Now, first for that Wukong.
Yeah, a great gank coming in. Unseen Blade uses his ultimate to deny any sort of uh, escape for the side of Syndra, who had to burn her flash but still could not survive W with his Cyclone coming in. But the dragon has spawned now. As you can already see, all the members from the side of G2 are already moving there. Should be an easy pickup yet again for them. That's going to be a 3 out of 3 epic monsters already at 11 minutes as Scatter the Weak connects onto the Unseen Blade, who is now 10 CS behind. One plate add to that as well. The grubs have been started from the side of OGs, though. They want to trade this objective, and they are going to do exactly that, as the Udyr is going to scout the enemy red side jungle for any sort of camps that he can pick up. He's going to find out that the golems are up, so we'll be able to take them very safely. And he is now 3 camps ahead. Make that 4 pretty soon. 5 now actually, on to W. So he is farming very, very well, and the bot has gotten a lot of priority for their jungler.
Absolutely does get that push, and even after they were pushed back last time, we did see a fight break out in the bot side with Savior using her ultimate and barrier to stay safe. If you can take a look now, it's 1:1 in terms of the feats of strength for OGs. OGs have that first blood, but G2 have the first 3 epic monsters to their name, have 2 drakes, have 3 grubs. So now whoever gets that first turret will end up getting the entire feats of strength for themselves. That's what is up for grabs. The amount of pressure that Severe is pushing out into this Renata, pushing him away from that turret. They really want to get in some damage, and she just not connect over there onto the Severe.
Yeah, this
It was a spell
Cho'Gath
shield
is
as
just
well. This Shogun is playing with the Ornn. He does not care about hitting. He just cares about hitting that turret
Exactly.
instead, getting his stacks as well, eating a few cannons here and there. W clearing out the pink ward in the meantime. You can see Zuko is tipping back to lane, so he's not have his TP advantage in case any fight does try to break out on the bot side. W is passing spot over here, but you can see he's just clearing out more vision in the Dragon Pit. Will be going over to his own red buff. As you did say, Hoka is quite a bit up in terms of camps onto the Wukong, has his Dark Seal as well. Will be trying to get some
I mean,
stacks
Hoka
into
has
that.
the second highest CS in the game right now.
Yeah, that's
Only
huge
behind the
amount that he
Sivir
has.
there. Yeah, and Cho'Gath just doing so well as well. He is 10 CS behind, uh, but he's 2 plates up and potentially 3 plates up pretty soon. His E and the passive coming in very handy, able to gain all of the HP that he loses in the trades and the mana as well. So just able to sustain for longer. Is going to try to connect his rupture, misses, but it's not going to matter too much. Leandry is now done for the side of Hoka. Luden's Tempest, Kraken Slayer picked up by Hammy and Ninja Way respectively. So the first items have come in for all of these champions, bar the supports right now. Even then, the Moonstone has been completed for the side of Bob right there. Locket is going to come in. And Syndra
Fine breaking
has
out there.
gotten
Syndra
caught
instantly
and died.
annihilated with the Aurora ultimate and the Wukong combo. Now Hoka has to make his way out of there. He doesn't get there out of time, and Aurora picks up another kill for herself. Double kill coming in for the mid laner of OGs. The Unseen Blade with a nice combo with his own jungle with that Wukong. So as I said, W is now trying to get the kill and the goal put into there. But look, after that, they just roam bot side. They pick up the jigs. Ninja Way is no longer with us. He's in the gray screen.
That's
And
a
they try to go
beautiful
forward
Renata
more to the
as well.
Renata. Nice coming in, but just not enough. The bailout will also be not enough to match that up. The Aurora ends up going down. So does the Severe
Renata
as
gets a double.
well. It's a double for the Renata. A huge shutdown also being put into him, but it's the support that ends up getting it. While as they do end up picking up the first turret, I believe, in the bot side. So they do end up getting the feats of strength for themselves. And now W is also on a killing spree over here. So in the meantime, Zuko off-screen dies towards the Cho'Gath in the top side. So it's fights breaking out all around. But the main point over here is Aurora got a double kill. The Renata got a huge gold in her pocket from the shutdown and from her own double kill. And the feats of strength were picked up by OGs.
Yeah, that's a lot of action going on there. Renata with a beautiful ultimate finds 2 Hammy TPs in, finishes off the Lulu, but ends up dying himself as Hoka is picking the enemy. Blue side jungle this time around, just going to take that blue and get out. But W 313 on the first pick, Wukong 250 gold bounty onto himself. The bot lane is going to move towards the mid side now. As you can see, Hammy already moving towards the bot side. The dragon is going to come up soon. The Rift Herald has already spawned. And yeah, just a lot of action in the last 2 minutes, honestly. Getting 2 kills in the mid lane, then moving towards the bot side, getting another 2. And then finishing off the Syndra once more. So 5 kills essentially for the side of OGs in the span of 2 minutes. But it was answered back as well, right? I mean, you can see the gold. It is bang even right now. And yeah,
Yeah, but a lot
Manny.
of that gold is in Renata's pocket also because of what she did in the bot side, right? She got shutdowns and kills onto another member you want, but Renata's the one getting caught out over here. Has to throw away the Wukong to get to some safety. The Infernal Drake has been spawned, ladies and gentlemen. That's where the
That
fighting will be
Cho'Gath
breaking
is
out.
very big. Very
That
big.
Cho'Gath is very big, and unto death, putting on some damage from his ultimate already onto the Aurora just to persuade her in these team fights. The Cho'Gath, as you said, huge over here. W jumps forward, but you're not going to be doing much damage. The Uzi is walking up as well. The Aurora does a lot of chunk damage over here. Wukong going back in. Nice ultimate being hit. Comboed with the Aurora as well. The bailout has been triggered. Will it be activated? No, it does not. Then Renata's trying to run for the hill. So is the Cho'Gath. The resets are not coming in the way you want it to. It's the Cho'Gath falling. The Aurora gets a shutdown for herself. Nice Ornn knock-up coming in. There goes the bot lane for the side of G2R. Aurora picking up another double kill for herself. That's a 2 for 4 in the favor of OGs, and as well as them picking up Drake very much soon here.
Yeah, let's get a replay of that. Actually, just want to point something out as G2R are just running in blindly right now into the fight, not respecting the knockup coming in from W, not respecting the damage coming out from the Aurora as well. And yeah, I mean, just look at that. The flash Q misses from the Sivir. Double knockup comes in from the On. In the picture in picture, Hammy has gone down once again. On to the killing spree. The Unseen Blade goes 5-1 and 5 right now.
Yeah, he is a very, very chunky boy. He is huge in terms of kills. The Cho'Gath being in their front line was just not enough in there. And yeah, as you said, not respecting the Wukong in that bush, plus the Aurora close by with her own ultimate. And now after delayed prolong, after getting the Syndra yet again, after she spawns back in, Super Red Network going by close by, but in the end, it is OGs picking up an Inferno Drake for themselves, at least getting one in the numbers of Drakes, while G2R still have that one Drake lead, given they had picked up the previous Mountain and Ocean for them. The Rift Herald has spawned, is the now object on the screen. Bob walked up quite a bit, but here's W to provide some backup. He goes in, ults in as well. Lulu's providing him the shielding that he requires. The Udyr is going low, but has not died yet again in another fight in almost similar fashion. The Severe does end up picking up the Udyr and the Renata. Now the Cho'Gath has been left for the Wolves. The Aurora gets another kill in her pocket. He's on a rampage, 6-1 and 5. And OGs are just a bit too strong right now for the side of G2R. G2R were the ones that thought they had the drop on it, but W was there to back up Bob at the right time, followed by the rest of his team. And this leads to them even picking up the Rift Herald while trading it for the tier 1 bot turret that the Unto Death picks up right now.
Yeah, a 4v5, so not sure why G2R wanted to engage. They're just not having enough damage to finish off even the Lulu right there, who had the ultimate available to herself. And yeah, just a lot more kills for the side of OGs once again. That Udyr is not looking too good right now, just very squishy. Jinx as well, not able to get the resets in these team fights, and the Cho'Gath, who was doing really well in the laning phase, is now finding out how far behind his team is. So yeah, OG's 3000 gold ahead, and they are doing really well in these team fights. The Wukong and the Aurora combo has been working really well for them, as they are going to just navigate around the enemy red side jungle, and not sure what they are trying to find, but the Atakan is going to come in now. And let's see if we get another fight right here. As you can already see, the whole team, bar the Cho'Gath from the side of G2R, is already towards the bot side of the map. The Udyr is going to push the bot lane out. They have the vision control as well. And I think this will be another fight. TP is available for both,
Oh,
both
and
the
as you're
top
talking about
laners.
it comes Unto Death. He jump over with the war. The
Oh,
ultimate
Bob.
is not enough from the Syndra. Bob with his own ultimate just to answer back. The Rift Herald has been spawned in the mid lane, taking some damage on them. They have to run away. The Udyr and the Renata are coming in. The clone from the Wukong enough to dissuade the G2R can walk up anymore. The Cho'Gath is so huge right here. He's walking up free, but the Syndra, even with their short range, is putting out the damage. Zuko's been left to fend on the top side, will be pushing in the wave. Has the TP in case of fight, does break out towards Atakan, while the Syndra is pushing in the mid wave. That's now getting answered back by the Syndra. She does ult in as well. The flash followed up by the Aurora ults, but matched by the ult by the flash from the Syndra. But here comes the Udyr along with the Cho'Gath. The Orange trying to display the Super Mega Death Rocket does come in. The damage was not enough. She's trying to get excited, but there gets the shutdown finally onto the Severe.
Oh,
and now
the
because of the
bailout.
bailout, the Syndra survives. Unseen Blade is left alone. It's a
Triple
triple
kill.
kill for that monster in the top lane. The Cho'Gath gets a triple for himself. Gets a huge shutdown as well of that Aurora. And now it seems all is well in the side of G2R. They're even going to pick up the Atakan after all that fight.
Oh my god, what a close fight that was. He just dances to the music right there. Let's get a replay of that fight and show you guys how all of that unfolded. The Syndra did not have the flash available, gets engaged on. Look at the Cho'Gath off the screen, connects his Rupture, goes in and then kills the Sever somehow. Meanwhile, Hammy surviving with a sliver of HP, uses a scatter of weak, gets the bail out, baits out the enemy Wukong, who gets feasted by this big Cho'Gath, and then the Rupture comes in, the Zap connects, another auto attack, 600 gold bounty for himself, and that is going to be one really tanky Cho'Gath, who is just now recalling, will get cancelled right there because of the boomerangs coming in from Sivir. But he should have at least 2,000 or 3,000 gold, as we can quickly see if he really does, and he's going to get a couple of items completed pretty soon.
Absolutely, has 281
There you
stacks
go.
on that hard steel. Yeah, you can see his gold right now. He's gone back to base. He's most of it. But Unto Death has the Guardian Angel. I don't think you can do much here as the Orn. You're just gonna get that out of the picture.
Yeah, but the
A
TPs are
TP
coming in now.
over here from the Cho'Gath, and you can see that he's left in no man's land. There's nobody close by. The Jinx is pretty far away. The damage is coming in, but it's not enough right now. Cho'Gath being forced to flash away. The Wukong comes in. Well, the Aurora ult pop here. Jinx was up, but even if any of these members do die, they're just gonna come back to your
Yeah.
screen, going back to base, and it's Cho'Gath instead picking up yet another kill on.
And they can just spawn and run towards the bot side of the map. As you can already see, OGs are stacked up towards that top side. So that's a huge
just
misplay
no
and a
sense.
huge commitment from the side of OGs right there to just try and get something. The Randwin's picked up from the Cho'Gath, fully completed that item, so he's not going to take a lot of damage from the enemy Sever. As the dragon will get picked up, I'm pretty sure, from the side of G2R, and that is going to be sole point for them. Oh
Yeah,
my
I
god,
don't
what a
understand
comeback
what
from the side of
Zuko-
G2R.
Yeah, good comeback. I don't understand what Zuko was trying to go for over there. Because even if you nail them down, a bunch of G2R are still walking.
It does not
up.
matter.
What,
It does not matter.
Yeah. What does not matter? Because what do? They have the Guardian's Angel. Instead, you lose your jungler, the crucial part for this fight, and instead you give up the next Infernal Drake towards G2R and puts them now on soul point for Infernal. And once they get that, there's going to be so much damage in the carries, especially in the hands of the Jinx. This Cho'Gath is huge. He has 320 stacks onto that Heartsteel, has a Randuin's completed as well, so he is no laughing matter. There's nothing you can do against him. Udyr still has his Guardian Angel up, did not fall down in that last fight, and he's going to be picking up more and more camps. Hoka on this Udyr, not having the performance that we want out of him, but he's being backed up by Hades in the top lane on this, surprise pick of the Cho'Gath that we didn't see coming out. We didn't expect coming out into these kind of matchups, but it's paying off huge dividends for the side of the Pakistani
Oh
boys.
yeah. Oh yeah, 100%. It is that Cho'Gath is huge, but so is the Sever from the enemy team. Unfortunately got his Navori Flicker Blade upgraded, so that's not going to provide the most value. I think Zuko could have waited a few minutes to give him the IE upgrade instead, but I don't think that's going to happen. Could have definitely upgraded Aurora's item instead, who is spiking pretty hard with 2 items completed, with the void staff almost completed as well. The components have been picked up right there, so I think that would have been the wiser choice. In terms of items, you can already see 2 items actually done from the Renata. Has a redemption, has the locket as well completed, so she will be providing a lot of value in these team fights. The Infinity Edge was just picked up by the Jinx, so one more item, she will be hitting her power spikes as well. And then the Cho'Gath, man, Hard Steel 320 stacks, Rand wins, has the Spectre's Cowl, has the Barmy Cinder, has a fully stacked tier. So this man, whenever he completes any of his items, like, he is going to be unkillable unless W goes for that Black Cleaver, Sivir goes for that LDR. I think he's not going to die in these team fights.
Yeah, it does look a bit like that. Even though Udyr is going to be a bit tanky in the sense he has the Jack Show completed. He's going to get jumped on by W. The flash forward by the Wukong into the ultimate. Now Udyr has to run for the hills. The severe ultimate does provide enough speed, and Wukong will be picking up the kill on the Udyr, who was just wandering a bit too far away from his own jungle. That's a nice pickup from the members of OGs. They did commit a lot for it. And now the Baron is up. That's a play that they can go for, especially since the jungler on the side of G2R is currently down. The Cho'Gath is now trying to make his way down from that
Cho'Gath
side.
will have
I
his
don't know.
feast available though.
Yeah, he does have his
Cho'Gath
feast. So
will
now
have
they're
his
trying to
feast
try and target
available,
him
yeah.
instead. They're trying to maybe
He's
him
not
go down, but
dying.
he's so tanky. There's no way a single
He's
hook
not
into that
dying.
match, especially without a Black Cleaver in your pocket. There is no much damage that you can put. Instead, they have to go for the resets because, as you did say, the feast of the Cho'Gath's good enough as a smite. Not much you can do over there, but just a bit of a misplay by the side of Udyr. But fortunately, they don't get punished as much as they could have.
Yeah, good rupture coming in actually just to damage the Baron, who is in turn going to slap that Lulu around from the pit. It's pretty cool to watch as the another item completed for the Cho'Gath. Now 3 items on himself, has picked up the Kindle Gem as well, so we'll be completing his tier item pretty soon. Man, he's just so tanky. He is a whole item and a half ahead of his opposite number. And in these sort of team fights, if he can just buy enough time for the Syndra, for the Jinx to get the reset, as Hammy is going for that death cap pretty soon, it is going to be so valuable. And Manny just dominating the Rift on this Cho'Gath. Got the solo kill, got the triple kill, and then he has been a menace.
Absolutely, and his presence alone was enough to deter OGs from going for maybe a Baron kind of move over there after they did pick up the Udyr. Now I would say W wants to take the Scuttle to get the added vision that side, but they already have pink wards from the side of G2R sitting over there, and yeah, W has to be very wary about the Cho'Gath walking up to him. Cho'Gath will be just clearing as much vision.
Look at his
as
HP
much
bar.
as he can. His HP bar is humongous at this point, and he just tanks a lot. Especially the crit damage from the Severe won't be enough unless you get some, armor 10 items in the hand of the Wu or the Severe at most. You can see the bot side of the map, Aurora is walking around the bush, just taking her time, diddly dallying over there. Bob is trying to clear away some vision of his own. The Jinx is still just sitting on the eye in the Kraken Slayer. Hasn't got accelerated the way she wants, hasn't got a kill yet in the match. So is Udyr's books looking closed as well. 320 stacks on the hard steel for the Cho'Gath, as we talk time and time again about ADs being a very, very chunky boy right now. The Drake will be spawning up in 45 seconds time, and this, if G2R gets this is their sole Drake of Infernal, and the amount of damage that they will be doing after that is going to be a bit on the unbelievable side.
Yeah, 100%. I think they're just trying to get Hammy his death cap as soon as possible for this team fight. Sitting on two needlessly large rods just needs 1200 gold, and let's see how close we are to that if we can just show the gold as well. But again, just funneling so much gold onto him to get that item, and it is essential that he gets it before the team fight. But the dragon is spawning in 8 seconds, and Hoka, you need to watch your step because these guys are not messing around anymore. As Hammy is going to recall, that means he has his completed death cap, and he's going to TP back into the team fight. Is going to sell his Doran's ring, is going to wait a few seconds. There you go, the death cap has been completed. TPs to the mid lane turret.
Oh, there goes
The fight has started though, and Hoka has
already
gotten
over here. Udyr got, he's going to run out. The Ornhorn does come in, but Udyr on the side of the screen is going to end up dying finally to the Q of T-Berry. But the Cho'Gath is so huge, he just feasts away onto the Aurora. But here T-Berry is falling onto the Jinx. It's just not enough damage on the side of G2R right now. The Severe is doing a ton, but ends up going down onto Death's Syndra at the backside over there. At the end of the day, it's a 3-for-3 exchange. The remaining members on the side of OGs are Zuko and W. On the side of G2R, it is going to be the Cho'Gath and the Syndra. And remember, Cho'Gath doesn't have his piece right now, can't go for the steal. They did see it
if
in the
W
fight,
ends up dying here, it's going to be a problem.
Yeah, but W has to be very, very safe about this. Flashes
nice flash.
away from the scatter, goes in onto the Syndra, gets the kill over there, but will you be able to melt this Cho'Gath down? Zuko's trying his best alongside the Wukong. They're trying to melt the Drake as well. His face has come back up. You are not wrong about that. He can try and come here and eat this away. And that's exactly what he does. They're not keeping respect of the timers right about here.
Oh, look at the rocket.
OGs. And the rocket does come in, does damage. The Cho'Gath is surviving so much. He's coming to the loving grasp of his Renata. Will finally end up going down. The bailout is not enough. A huge shutdown going into the pockets of the Aurora, but G2R will be fine with that. They're putting the damage right now. The Jinx is back here, and the members of OGs have to go for the retreat after the Cho'Gath has taken away the Drake with his piece, and now G2R have Infernal Soul in their pocket and just a ton of damage as well.
Oh my god, I think that was game changing, as the Renata is going to get caught. Flashes away, actually is going to survive, and now Zuko is in trouble. The ghost has been blown from the side of Udyr, but he has been a non-factor so far in this game. The Renata is going to die as well. And now all eyes on Baron for the side of OGs. I still do think Syndra has enough damage to steal this objective, by the way, especially considering the Wukong does not have his smite available. The rocket is going to come in. My god, W falls to 10% HP, and they are still doing it. This might come back to bite them. I mean, look
definitely, given how the low HP was, she's off the screen. Up W after W onto the Aurora, gets the kill onto the mid laner of OGs, and that's enough to deter them, especially if they're building health bars. And as you said, that Syndra's so strong.
Yeah, this is huge. This opens up the opportunity for the side of G2R to pick up the Baron, as the death timer on the Aurora is 30 seconds right now. Let's see if they decide to fight this. They really should right now. They are at an advantage. But it looks like it's not going to matter as Hammy is pushing the bot side. The Jinx is going to pick up the top side of the map. I think that's a missed opportunity right there.
Yeah, and given also that Aura didn't have TP, she even wanted to come into the fight. Utrecht will be pushing the bot lane instead. We're getting that for him. They're going to allow Unseen Red to come back into the picture. As you said, maybe a bit
man.
of a misstep coming in. The members of G2 not recognizing macro opportunity for themselves. Cho'Gath as still getting tankier and tankier. Now sitting at 567 stacks on that hard steel. In the last fight, bought a lot of time for his team and did the humongous job of taking away that trick as well. They picked
That's
that
not
up
an
for
HP bar.
themselves.
It's a barcode. You can scan it and you'll see it's endless.
It is absolutely as Kaka is very nicely putting up. But W is walking up a bit too dangerously. They spot out the members of G2R. They see at least 3 of the 5 members over here. Orange in the bot side, but that doesn't matter because he has the TP to come back in over here. G2R just clearing as much vision as they can. There is a ward still sitting for the side of OGs in the Baron, so they're not worried about any starts of that kind. Cho'Gath is just walking forward like the huge meat shield that he is. Nothing can be done to the Severe. Finally has the Lord Doms as well, so we'll be trying to cut down on at least some of the armor that the Cho'Gath has been. And it looks like G2 are starting up the Baron right now. Will the members of OGs
This
recognize
is going
that
to
the
melt
things are
very,
coming
very
in
fast.
and it's getting melted very fast, especially with the smite and the feast combo coming inside of
Feast
G2R.
as
They're
well,
probably going
yeah.
to get this before anyone comes in. The chompers are enough to delay the Wukong from going in, but the Aurora ultimate comes in. Renata falls down to the gray screen. The Horn comes in as well, and now Udyr has to run away. He gets locked up. He can't get out of the exchange. They do end up losing 2 members, but they do end up securing the Baron as well.
Yeah, if they survive this, I think that's a great thing. Unto Death connects his ultimate, is going to finish off the Syndra before finish off the Aurora before dying himself. Now Baron buff only onto 2 members. I think that is not worth. I think you could have just let the Aurora live, but the sort of damage this Aurora is doing, it's oh, what was that?
Oh
Oh my god.
Cho'Gath had
that-
to run away. Oh, Severe goes very
T-
low.
T-
Cho'Gath instantly with the feast. T-Berry walking a bit too much up over there.
Why have
Not
they
much he
taken
can do
that
well.
blasting cone? I don't understand what the
I
what the
don't
hell
either,
happened
but
there.
it's a bit of the play that's going on. Now Cho'Gath is still so tanky, he can't be going down yet about now. Is a huge front line for his team. Zuko's trying to fight against him, but with the members of G2R that are close by, W is trying to go in over here onto the Zinc. He does get his R off. The bailout is not in time, especially with the Lulu all coming into W saves his life. Cho'Gath's on a slither of HP. He just needs one hit onto him. Is that enough? It's still not even damaging him at this point. Finally, the big monster goes down, and now it's Bob that's in the receiving end of the Udyr. He does polymorph the Udyr, but it's just not enough. Renata ends up picking that kill. You can see Unseen Blade TP's in on the backline, and the huge
Unto
Aurora
Death,
3
Unto-
man gets over to there. There goes down the Renata at the end of the day. He's still up right now, but here comes W from the sidelines. Syndra is still alive. He tries to stay alive, but he does end up falling as well. Udyr is chasing away this monkey. He does E away as much as he can. His clone will be up very shortly. Will he have it just enough in time? He does. He jumps over the wall, and now Udyr has to focus onto Zuko. He will be chasing him down.
If he
Does
gets
have the
Zuko right
movement
here,
speed.
that could be
He
Elder Dragon
will
for
probably
them.
be end up with Zuko because I don't think W can come in. He does try it. His ultimate is back up, but there goes down Zuko. W is trying to run away, but Udyr is very low, and it's an ace because T-Berry picks that up at the last second before the Jinx of G2R spawns. In the
Watch out
extended
for the
fight,
rocket, watch
all
out for the
5
rocket.
members come.
Watch
The
out
rocket
for
is
the
coming,
oh.
but just about missing over there because Wukong has finished away. The camp is walking towards the Elder
my
Drake
God.
that is spawning in 14 seconds, and Udyr has a huge death timer on his head.
Oh, this game. It's just team fights after team fights, but the Elder Drake has now spawned, and I think we are going to see another team fight coming in. Whoever picks this objective, I think, is going to win the game. A lot of items picked up on either side. The Jinx unfortunately does not have her 4th item completed, so we'll wait and watch what happens there, but has the Dragon Soul for herself, so she is going to deal a lot of damage as well as we await the last team fight. All the members are going to come up for each of these sides.
Oh, TP is
And the
coming in
Renata has
from
gotten caught.
Zuko.
It looks like that's a big ultimate blown from the side of W. I think that could change the game and just put it on in G2R's favor.
Yeah, and that's also especially because Udyr is walking up over here. The Cho'Gath has gone back to base to reset, but has the TP to come in over here. T-Berry is relatively very low, has to recall himself, will be choosing to maybe get a reset, but instead cancels it, and now the fight is breaking out at the Elder Drake. As you can see, members on side of OG have a bit of HP versus the side of the... But there goes the Aurora, he jumps in, ults instantly taken
He
down
just died
by the
instantly.
Cho'Gath. The Elder Drake
Ah,
also
this
picked
is
up
game.
by the members of G2R. OGs are trying to fight for their lives. They are not surviving right here. Zuko ends up falling down as well. And it's just not looking like the way you can go. And as you said,
Yeah,
Kaka,
that's
it
game,
does
that's game.
seem very much like game. The death timers are huge on the Unseen Blade, on W, on Zuko. And with the Elder Buff, G2R marching this in from a 2-3 combo of just the Cho'Gath Syndra mid lane. Cho'Gath can just take this turn all by himself. Just look at how huge he is. As you said, pretty much a barcode at that point with that kind of HP bar. The way he's pushing in, and it's just a matter of time before G2R take this series down 2-0 and will be advancing on to face against Kakao Gaming tomorrow on in the lower bracket final.
Yeah, while the score line might be 2-0, this was not a close. Well, this was not a one-sided series, rather. And that last team fight, I think W just blowing his ultimate onto the support, that was not the play for them, as they are looking to end the game. Let's see if they are able to do it, and G2R will move to the lower bracket finals against Kakao Gaming. And this 2-0 was very, very close for comfort for the side of G2R. But Manny on that Cho'Gath, man, stole the dragon, killed the Unseen Blade, got the Elder Dragon for his team. I mean, what can this man not do on the Cho'Gath? What a performance by him, carrying his team to victory. Amazing, amazing game.
Absolutely coming out from him with this show. We were a bit skeptical in beginning ways, but after we saw what he could do on this rift, it does change it, especially with that feast. It does a lot. He takes away the Drake, as you said, steals it there. Even in these last team fights, they had the advantage, and as you said, W blows away that Wukong ultimate before the crucial event can take place, and Aurora jumps into the pit, gets a huge ultimate off, but instantly gets chomped down in the feast by the Cho'Gath, so nothing much he can write about it. And once they take down that fight, once they take down the Elder Drake, it's just a matter of time, just pushing in the lanes, going for the victory, and just showing us why these boys deserve to be in that lower bracket finals. But taking a closer look at the match, let's look a bit at the Nexus knockout moments over here.
Oh my god, I think there's too many knockout moments in this one. That game felt like 3 years of my life. It was such a close game, so many team fights. Again, first blood to the side of OGs. The dragons were picked up from the side of course, G2R, as they did end up getting the Dragon Soul. Great start to the Aurora's game in this one. The Unseen Blade doing so well, but top is where the difference was. The Cho'Gath getting the solo kill, and then getting the triple kill, and then getting the Dragon Soul. The Elder Dragon, I mean, this was literally a 1v9 game from the side of Manny, and that does not happen too often in any sort of game. So the one-man carry on that Cho'Gath was amazing. I think that is the best performance from any individual in this tournament so far. He gets the solo kill, and while the rest of the map falls apart, he is the rock of the team. And we were criticizing his build in game 1 on the Malphite, that he might not have had the best of the game, but this game, it is him against everyone else, and he was so good. I cannot stop singing his praises.
Yeah, OGs were a bit better on the side of the team fights, so the way they were, layering the Wukong ults with the Aurora ults, but it just wasn't enough, especially in this fight over here. You can see that Hades is on the back line, takes down the huge shutdown onto the Savior, walks back with his feast, even saves his Syndra, who was in the bailout form over there, then takes a huge amount of gold off the Aurora as well, who was getting pretty fed and getting way ahead over there. In this fight, you can see, unfortunately, Udyr is the one that gets caught out here single-handedly, is isolated from the fight, is chased down by the Severe on the bot.
Yeah,
you can
but
see the Cho'Gath is doing a huge amount, as you can talk about, but it's just not enough to save his carries at that point. In this fight, at least, you can see that he's pushing it around with that piece that he picks up, but he stays alive. That's the crucial point over here, that he stays alive. There steals that Drake in this fight. As you talked about that blast code,
Oh,
what was that
the
coming out
blast
to the
code,
side
yeah,
of OGs?
what was that?
It just made no sense, right, Kaka?
Yeah, it really did not. I think that could have been the game-winning play for the side of OGs, if the Sivir had stayed alive. And what is that upgrade on Navori flicker blades? Like, I don't understand. He could have just waited to give the upgrade onto the Infinity Edge, which was not far off anyway, with the amount of CS that T-Berry had in this game. But yeah, just a lot of micro and macro mistakes coming in from the side of OGs. I think they will go back and think like they could have won both the games and ended up with
Honestly.
nothing. And look at this engage right here, just instant turn onto the Unseen Blade. He ends up dying. The Dragon Soul is secured from Manny, and then once the Dragon Soul and the Elder Dragon is picked up, I think that's the end of the story. And yeah, that's a
Yeah,
wrap
absolutely.
for
That
OG's
is
tournament. Yeah, look at the score, but this is such a close game.
If you talk about the kills, yeah, OGs were up ahead, but fortunately behind in goal at the end of it. As you said, very close game given. It's gone on for 38 minutes. The goal difference 7k, but given how the state was originally, it could have been even greater. Drakes going all four. Four of the Drakes going in favor of G2. OGs picking up just one of the Infernal Drakes to their name. As you said, Haley stealing that Drake away from them. They're just not respecting the timer on his piece. Comes in, takes away the Soul Drake, gets it for his team, gets that added damage as well. They do pick up the other gun over here. And yet again, this match, they did lose the feat of strength. But it still was just not enough for OGs. 2 games in a row, they got the feats of strength. 2 games in a row, they ended up losing. And honestly, the difference maker has to be this Cho'Gath. So without further ado, let's take a look at the Rift Renegade MVP. And I think the guy we've been singing praises about is just going to pop up on our screen over here. It has to be this man, doesn't it, Kaka?
How do you not give him the MVP for this? Was 11, 5 and 5. The stats don't tell you the whole thing. He stole the Dragon Soul. He stole, well, not stole, but secured the Elder Dragon. He got the triple kill. He got the solo kill. 6.4 CS per minute is the only stat that might let him down, but 1000 damage as a tank towards that top side. 17k gold for himself, and his HP bar was already out of the screen, probably had around 8000 HP, so he was tanking the whole lot as well. This was a complete performance from the side of Abdullah Rasool, also known as Manny. And yeah, I mean, that was really great to watch him do what he did on this Cho'Gath, and he will remember this performance for a long time as well, because it was really that great.
Yeah, it was a huge battle between these teams, almost hitting that 40-minute mark as well. So a very extended game of League of Legends, right? Elder Drakes being taken at the end. That's where the fights broke down. But yeah, talking about all of that, let's take an overall look at the events to the top 5 summoners of this main event so far. We did see before the day started that Booyah was on top, but I think maybe it just changed. But no, unfortunately, he does stay on top as well, because it was OG's members that were trying to get up over here. W makes it up to the second place on 62 kills. You can see Hammy by as well on 59. Unfortunately for OGs, unfortunately for W, he will no longer be able to add more to his stats as well. But the side of Hammy and his counterpart being Hoka over there can continue adding. Hammy sitting at 59 while Hoka sitting at 56, and the lone member of Asterix after this day sitting here at 58 kills is Catbot. So you can see with just this games itself the huge jump ups in the spots that the members of G2 are making.
Yeah, 100%. And again, props to W as well. He played a fantastic series in both the games. He was pretty good, especially on the Wukong. On the Jarvan as well, made a few mistakes, but I think that's all right. So his journey and his team's journey ends in this tournament, but I'm sure they will be back for more. But for now, Hammy and his team going ahead, and now they're going to face Kakao Gaming tomorrow, and that is going to be an amazing series as well. I just hope we get all 3 games. Unfortunately, we couldn't get it today, but that was a very close series as well. But yeah, I mean, just very, very excited for tomorrow's games.
Yeah, absolutely. Tomorrow will be the lower bracket final, as we've done time and time again. It's gonna be G2R against Kakao Gaming. It's a series you don't want to miss out, folks. We will be back tomorrow at around the same time. It's, as you said, a best of 3 series, most likely going all 3 games given this caliber of both these teams. But that's it from today. It's just been me, Madness, alongside Kaka, and we hope to see you tomorrow for the lower bracket finals.